Konohagakure, one of the 5 great shinobi countries in the Land of Fire. The day was October 10th, for many a day of celebration, but for one kid was a day of fear. His name was Naruto Uzumaki, a child orphaned from birth, and this is a story of how he became the strongest shinobi to ever exist. An orange-clad child runs through the street of a city. Behind him is a mob of angry civilians. For most 5-year-olds, their birthday would be a happy day, but not for Naruto. When he was born, Naruto had the Kyuubi, the strongest of all the bijou sealed inside him after it rampaged through Konoha. Like most of the Jinchuriki, he was hated by most people, and seeing that he was born on the same day of the Kyuubi's rampage, that led to most people seeing him as the Kyuubi itself. Naruto had learned to stay inside, as he would be assaulted by anyone for any reason. If they even had a reason in the first place, however, on October 10th, they had the Kyuubi Festival, where poor Naruto would be left near death by anyone who could fight or had a weapon. After being kicked out of the orphanage after having 3 years of abuse inside it, he was placed in a rundown apartment by the Sandaime Hokage, one of the few people who showed care to Naruto, the others being a father and daughter at a ramen stand, an ANBU with a weasel mask, and a shy Hyuga heiress. As Naruto couldn't work, he was given a monthly allowance by the Hokage. Unfortunately, he had lost his wallet, and in his attempts to find it came face to face with an angry mob. Naruto ran down the nearest street to encounter a large wall blocking him. As the murmurs appeared from the crowd, a shinobi makes his way to the front and began to speak. "What did I tell you? The Hokage couldn't watch the whole city. All we needed to do was steal this." The Jonin pulls out a small sack containing Naruto's allowance. The Jonin laughs as he uses a Katon Jutsu, burning the contents as the mob pulls out their weapons, led by the. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a mysterious voice begins to speak. "Please step away from the honorable grandson." The Jonin laughs as he speaks. "This demon deserves to die. You can't stop me." As this happens, a second voice speaks. "Come one black. Let's take some action." Boss said, "Any means necessary." The Jonin laughs. "You think a dirty demon lover can defeat a recognized Jonin of Konoha? I might end up getting an honorary spot up there." He speaks while pointing to Hokage Rock. If you remember, his full words were, "Retrieve Naruto at any means necessary. Killing these fools are in no means related to our goal. And besides, the boss may want them to suffer another fate." As the voice comes out, relieving a man half completely black, half completely white with a Venus flytrap surrounding his head, as they grab Naruto and disappearing. A weaker voice speaks up. "A good Zetsu. You brought him here. Now we can begin." With all that happens, Naruto gets overwhelmed and curls up in fear, making him unaware of his surrounding. It seems that my wording was somewhat unfortunate. I frightened our guest. There's no need to be scared, Naruto. Everything will be okay. I promise. Naruto peeks up to that he is in a carved stone base, with an old man reaching his hand out towards him. Imagine Shippuden ending 33, and after a minute of considering decides to take it as he gets up. "So Naruto, I need to talk to you about something important." With this, Naruto's stomach begins to growl as he continues. "It seems you're hungry. I guess I can put off our conversation for some food. I'm sure I can make whatever you want, soju." Before he can finish, Naruto cuts him of, "Oh. Can we have ramen? Can we? The man slightly chuckles before turning his head. "Zetsu, make some ramen for us." Yes, sir. Yes, sir." After a few minutes and many bowls later, Naruto speaks. "Thank you, mister. This is the best ramen I've ever eaten, excluding Ichiraku, as that stuff is the food of the gods." Such an energetic youth, aren't you, Naruto? Now, if you remember, I need to talk about some things. Let's start. What do you know of your family, Naruto? Naruto pauses for a bit before speaking. "Hokage Ajisen told me that my parents were super strong Jonin who died when the Kyuubi. I don't know anything else, sorry." The man begins to speak. "That's fine. I just wanted to see how much you know. Would you like to know who exactly your parents are?" Naruto begins to beam with excitement. "Do you really know?" "Well, your mother was Kushina Uzumaki, the Red Fury of the Leaf. While born in another shinobi village, she moved to Konoha at a young age and was one of the strongest kunoichi to ever exist. Naruto excitedly speaks, "Really, was Kasan that amazing?" The man chuckles once more before speaking, "That is true, but your father was even stronger than him. He was a shinobi from a small village who proved everyone wrong." Naruto looks at him. How did Toussaint do that? He immortalized his name, Minato Namikaze, as the Yellow Flash and Yondaime Hokage. At this, Naruto begins to smile with pure joy. Toussaint and Kasan were so amazing, but I'm still going to surpass them. How do you know this information, mister? Well, I'm the father of Minato Namikaze, but I'm also the co-founder of Konohagakure, Madara Uchiha. Naruto looks at him. You can't be Madara Uchiha. Wasn't he some insanely strong shinobi who was killed by the Shodaime? Not an old man. Madara chuckles. Me and Hashirama were good friends. He couldn't bring himself to check my body. I survived and nursed myself to health, living alone until your grandmother Omi Namikaze found me one day. Naruto then begins to look surprised and hesitates. Before speaking once more, Madara-ji, can I ask you some more questions? Madara looks at Naruto with a kind smile. Of course, Naruto, ask away. You said Kasan was from a famous clan. How come I've never met or heard of another Uzumaki? Madara begins to speak. In the Third Shinobi World War, one of Konoha's enemies, Iwagakure, destroyed several villages. Uzushigakure, where the Uzumakis were from, were attacked by Iwa because of their infamous sealing talents. What happened to Toussaint and Kasan? Unfortunately, they died in the process of having the Kyuubi sealed away. Naruto then proceeded to ask one last question, a question that would make Madara angry to his core. Why does everyone hate me? With this, Madara looks on with hatred as Naruto looks at him. I am sorry for asking that, Madara-ji. Madara then becomes his calm self once more. It's not your fault, Naruto. Remember how I told you how your parents sealed away the Kyuubi? Naruto nods at this. Well, the person they sealed it inside was you. Naruto begins to cry. Did they hate me? Is that why they sealed it in me? Madara looks at Naruto before speaking in a gentle tone. They needed a young child, otherwise the host would die, and the Kyuubi would be set free again. They didn't want to force another child to be the host, and they thought that you would be strong enough to deal with this. They wanted nothing more than to make you a hero. Still with tears in his eyes, Naruto looks up at Madara. Really? Madara simply repeats, really, before pulling Naruto into a hug. Once Naruto stops crying, Madara begins to speak. Now, Naruto, it's time for something important. What is a Madara-ji? I hear you mention you want to surpass your parents. Well, then I'll train you to be the strongest shinobi the world has ever seen and ever will. Naruto looks at Madara with joy. Really, Madara-ji? When I asked Hokage Ajisen for training, he told me to wait for the academy. And when I would ask someone else, they just tell me I wasn't important or wasted their time. Madara then curses the ignorant villagers for causing so much pain to his grandson. He then began to smile once more. Of course I would. How could be more important than my grandson? Just warning you, I didn't achieve the title God of Battle for going easy on people. Time skip brought to you by Naruto eating ramen. Naruto was currently sparring with a white Zetsu clone. It has been 3 months since he first started training, and he developed his affinity, the futon, and achieved Genin levels ninjutsu, taijutsu, and shuriken jutsu skills. However, Naruto began to try a new futon jutsu. He hadn't tried much to impress Madara, only to have it fail and be dealt a barrage of kunai by the white Zetsu. Naruto opens his eyes, only to find himself in a dark area with a water-covered floor. As he looked around, he saw a cage with a large fox in it. It seems you've come to die by my hands, Kit. Naruto, trying to be brave, said, You're the K-Kyuubi. But I'm your host. You can't harm me. Seems like you know your information. Unless you plan to free me, you can leave me alone. I wanted to ask you something. Who would expect the great Uchiha clan to ask instead of demand? I'm in somewhat of a good mood, go ahead. Let's be friends, with a Uchiha. You really are a comedian, Kit. WL, you've been stuck inside me. And Madara Gigi told me that before that you were trapped in Kasan, and before that at Mito Uzumaki, so must have been really lonely, really friends with a demon like me. Why you don't seem like much of a demon? I think you're just act more scarier than you are. You're braver than all of my old hosts. How about this? It gets boring in here. We talk once a month, and I will give you some of my power. That would be awesome. With Madara Gigi's training, I could become the next Hokage in no time, Naruto said excitedly. Naruto then continues to speak. What's your name? My name? Yeah. It feels wrong to call you Kyubi. Why you do have a name right? My name is Kurama, Kit. Remember it because I won't tell you again. Kurama then reaches his hand out for a fist bump, which Naruto reaches out his fist in response. As their fists connect, Naruto regains consciousness as he sees Madara look at him with a worried expression on his face as he speaks. Naruto-kun, are you okay? Zetsu, get over here now. Naruto begins to speak. I feel fine, Gigi. The only problem is that everything looks black and white. Madara begins to smile. It seems like we have to take training up to the next level. Naruto looks at him curiously. Why, Gigi? Because you just gained the Sharingan, Naruto. Time skip brought to you by Chibi Kurama. Since that day, Naruto's training only got harder. He was 9, and out of every session, he would be completely exhausted. After some testing, Madara discovered that Naruto had an innate affinity for the 5 basic nature transformation. He could now rival expert Chunin and weaker Jonin in his futon, and had been trained in Katan and right unto the point where he could best any genin. Naruto was also trained intensely by Madara until he unlocked his 3-Tomo Sharingan and reached Chunin level for all other basic ninja skills, and had a genin understanding of complex skills like Fuin Jutsu and Bukijutsu. In the years, Naruto has befriended Kurama, and with some help from Madara, has perfected the Form 2 Jinchuriki transformation. Madara also made sure Naruto knew the Kage Bunshin so he could improve faster. Along with all of his shinobi training, Madara made sure Naruto knew civilian subjects like math, English, history, geography, and politics. At first, Naruto found this a waste of time, but he grew to appreciate these lessons, even if he wished he was learning new jutsu instead. Today was a special day for Naruto, his birthday. When he was in Konoha, he hated this day and wished he could have a birthday like the other kids. Now, he loved it as Madara would give him a gift and teach him a new strong technique. As Naruto woke up early, running into Madara's bedroom, shaking him while shouting, Madara Gigi, wake up. Madara woke up as he began to laugh. I guess you want to know what your presents are. Naruto looks at him in suspense as Madara walks to his cabinet, pulling out a large wrapped box. As Naruto opens it, he sees a katana with the symbol of the Uzumaki clan engraved on it. This was a sword passed down through generations of the Uzumaki clan heads. Naruto simply looks at it as he speaks. Can I test it out now? Madara laughs. Where do you get this energy from? Sure, but first, wouldn't you like to know what jutsu I'm going to teach you? Naruto looks at him. What is it, Gigi? Is it a cool S-rank jutsu? Now, Naruto, you know your father had 2 signature jutsu, the Hiraishin and the Rasengan. While I have no information on the Rasengan, I can teach you the Hiraishin. Naruto looks at Madara like he was a kid in a candy store, quickly thanking him before running up to use his katana. Well, that was his plan until Madara grabbed him before he could run off. Now, Naruto, can you answer 2 questions? Who was your great-great-grandfather on Kushina's side, and what was he known for? Naruto responds, it was Hashirama Senju, and as Mokuta Naruto's eyes begin to widen. Gigi, you don't mean. From today, you will be trained in the Suiton, Doton, and Mokuton. For this will be placing you into the capable hands of Black Zetsu, as he knows more of the Mokuton than I do. This has been the best birthday ever. Thank you, Gigi. Naruto then successfully runs to try his katana. Time skip brought by Naruto, sleeping through Madara's history lessons. It has been 7.5 years since Naruto was first brought to training with his grandfather Madara. In these years, he has had his skills greatly increase, having his weakest skills be on a Jonin level and his strongest on a Kage level. As Naruto went to sleep after another day of the torture that was Madara's training, his sensory skills kicked in, noticing the chakra of someone above him. Naruto, believing this to be an assassination drill, he quickly grabs a kunai on his bedside table, plunging into the chest of a white Zetsu clone. As the body falls to the ground, Naruto looks over to see that it wasn't a Zetsu, but Madara, who lay bleeding on the ground as he spoke. Naruto, you've made me prouder than I could. As Naruto tries to use medical ninjutsu to help Madara, he begins to fail at the fatalness of Madara's condition. Naruto, in a panic, begins to call out, Zetsu, Madara GG needs help. As Black Zetsu uses the Mayfly technique to come next to Naruto, he turns to him, Honorable grandson, it's too late. He has passed. Naruto begins breakdown in tears over Madara as he speaks. Why did he do this? I should have C-checked who it was. Madara has been dying for many years now. He had a week at the most. He cared for you more than anyone or anything else. He wanted to leave you with one last gift. Zetsu then grabs another kunai, showing the reflection of Naruto with a Mangekyo Sharingan /PG-1 ESD-1. As Naruto makes his way up, Zetsu continues, Madara wanted you to eventually return to Konoha. However, you'll need 1 month to get a transplant, so you can unlock you Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan and train with it. Naruto then begins to speak. Well then, let's get this implant started. Follow me, Honorable Naruto. I shall get it ready soon. Asterisk time skip brought by Madara in heaven. A lone figure in a familiar orange jumpsuit stands atop a large mountain with 4 heads carved in it. Has it been almost 8 years already? Konoha has barely changed. Well then, Kit, let's not waste any more time. Ranks, Lohai Jinin, Lohai Chunin, Lohai Jonin, Lohai Kage, Lohai Bijou, above Bijou last time on A Child of Legends. A lone figure in a familiarly orange jumpsuit stands atop a large mountain with 4 heads carved in it. Has it been almost 8 years already? Konoha has barely changed. Well then, Kit, let's not waste any more time. This time on A Child of Legends. Naruto began to walk through the streets in a hinge active, making look like a regular civilian. Kit, what are you doing? The Hokage's tower is back that way. I know, I feel like some ramen. It's been forever since I've been to Ichiraku's. What did I expect from you, Kit? As Naruto goes to Ichiraku, he sits down and thinks. Even after all these years, they've kept it all the same. Comes to the front. Hello, sir. What would you like to order? Naruto replies with a bowl of tonkatsu ramen. 20 bowls of ramen. Tsuchi walks up to Naruto, holding a bowl. Congratulations, sir. For eating 20 bowls, you get a free bowl of our newest ramen, the Uzumaki ramen. As Naruto gives a thanking gesture, he reaches to grab the ramen. He notices that it's twice as big and contains everything you could imagine for ramen. That was amazing. Tsuchi chuckles. I'm glad you like. He then looks down sadly. This was made after our best customer. He went missing a long time ago. We only wish he could have tried it. Naruto then releases his hinge. This was the best ramen I ever had. Don't tell anyone I'm here, okay? Naruto runs off to Hokage Tower, though not before grabbing a wallet full of Ryo and paying for his ramen, while he leaves 2 shocked people behind. Is the ghost of Naruto haunting us? In the Hokage Tower, Sarutobi Hiruzen works his way through a stack of paperwork. As he gets up to bring finished papers, dwarfed by the large stack of unfinished papers. As he looks over at the picture of his successor / predecessor, Minato Namikaze, he begins to look at it sorrowfully. I should have saved him. I only wish I could see him one last time, so I could ask for his forgiveness. Hey, Hokage Ajisen, how have you been doing? Hiruzen's eye being to bulge as he looks out his window to see an older version of the same boy he was thinking of. Naruto, is that really you? Who else could I be? Naruto, my boy, come have a seat. I'm sure I can put aside this paperwork for a bit. How about we go to Ichiraku? Yeah, I just came from there. Hiruzen begins to curse his luck. Even now, I can avoid this paperwork. Never mind. Where have you been? I was worried out of my mind. Everyone thought you have either ran off or dead. Yeah, it's a long story. I can't tell it all because there are two, potentially three others I want to tell to save time. Two of them I can't right now, but the third is hopefully my Jonin leader. That is, you let me take the academy exam, Naruto says. Hiruzen replies, fine as long as you tell me who are the other people that you want to tell. Naruto, oh great Aunt Tsunade and my godfather Jiraiya. How do you know about that? Hiruzen says, looking clearly shocked. Well, I know about Kushina and Minato. Wait, did I tell you that? Kit, you didn't. How can you forget to mention that? It is simple. Hiruzen looks surprised before he continues. I guess since you know that I can give you these. As Hiruzen walks over to the picture of Minato, he lifts up the frame and releases a small pulse of his chakra as a safe opens up showing 3 scrolls covered in blood seals, 2 with the Namake's symbol and 1 with the Uzumaki symbol. In the first one contains all of Kushina's sealing techniques. In the second one contains all the possessions of the Uzumaki, Namake's, and the remaining Senju possessions. As Hiruzen pauses, Naruto asks, and what's inside the third scroll? In this scroll contains the greatest secret of the Namake's clan, their Kekkei Genkai, the Jinton, swift release. Tusan had a Kekkei Genkai, Naruto said surprised. After receiving this shocking news, Naruto was walking back to Madara's base, while walking out of sight so he could ration back. As he made it back, he was interrupted from 2 familiar voices. Welcome back, Honorable Naruto. Naruto-san, didn't you have an apartment in Konohagakure? I did, White, but when you were gone for 7.5 years, it happens to be sold quite quickly, but never mind. Black, why didn't you or Madarjiji tell me that Minato had a Kekkei Genkai? Well, it's complicated. The Namake's clan has many dominant genes, which cause problems with the also dominate genes of the Uchiha clan. Minato had the Namake's clan's gene win out, meaning that he couldn't get the Sharingan. So when you unlocked your Sharingan, Madara thought that you couldn't inherit the Jinton, especially when you also bore the Mokuton. Eventually, Madara did test for Jinton, which came up positive, but it was a year ago. He had no means of training, and since he lived with the Namake's, the Iwanin killed all except Minato. Well, shouldn't focus on the past. I need to think about tomorrow. Black, help me with training. White, go make some ramen for dinner. Asterisk time skip brought to you by White Zetsu in an apron. 2 Chunin examiner steps into class, one with brown hair and scar of his nose, and the other with long white hair and evil eyes. All right, class, we're going to have 5 parts of the exam. Part A, basic exam. We'll be asking you for a Kawarimi, Hinge, and Bunshin. Part B, ninjutsu exam. Show us your best ninjutsu. Please note we aren't judging by strongest jutsu, but most effective in battle. Part C, shuriken jutsu exam. We'll be testing accuracy on Tenkanai and Ten Shuriken. Part D, Jinjutsu exam. We will put a simple Jinjutsu on you and see your reactions. And Part E, Taijutsu exam. Perform your best Taijutsu attack. Same qualifications as Part B. Suddenly, a noisy blonde boy burst into the class, saying, the Godame Hokage has arrived. The first instructor then speaks up. Ah yes, Naruto, sit down. We have already been through the test requirements. You were late, so you have to learn as we go on. Now sit down. Members of the class who knew Naruto before his disappearance began to chuckle, thinking he was the same dope from before. Quick A/N. While he wouldn't have trained in the academy, I'm going to say that the important people already know him. The second instructor speaks up. Irika, since Naruto was late, shouldn't he go first for everything, while secretly scheming to use the blonde for Orochimaru's plans? That is a good idea, Mizuki. All right, Naruto, get up here. Okay, Irika-sensei, Naruto smiled, getting up. Now, I want a Kawarimi, Hinge, and Bunshin, that exact order. Naruto began by substituting himself with a pile of instant ramen he bought the night before and reversed it while thinking to himself, is this the standards Konoha holds up its genin to? All right, Naruto, good so far. Naruto then began to Hinge. At first he thought he would just become Hokage Aji-san, but had a better thought. Naruto then became an exact replica of Madara in his prime and began to evilly chuckle like Madara would. This caused Irika and Mizuki to look on in shock at how Naruto's hinge was able to copy exact subtle details and voices. This level of hinge control wasn't expected for Academy students. Alright, good accurate hinge, and extra points for modified voice. Naruto removed his hinge and began to ask, do I have to do a regular bunshin, or can I do any kind? Irika responded, sure, do what you like, still a bit rattled from seeing the level of his hinge. Naruto then begins to make hand signs Kage Bunshin, no jutsu, and 10 identical Narutos appeared. Irika soon became startled. T10 Kage Bunshins. You can sit down, Naruto. Next up is Sasuke Uchiha. Sasuke passed by Naruto, smirking, ha, 10 I can make more than double the amount of Bunshins, dope. While Naruto thinks, it doesn't matter how many basic Bunshins you make, currently you couldn't even make one Kage Bunshin. Asterisk, quick time skip brought by Salty Sasuke. Alright, now for part B, we have Naruto Uzumaki, said Irika, nervous of what might happen after his display in part A. As Naruto steps up, facing a training dummy, he begins to think, alright, let's hit them away, literally. I should probably do C class. That's probably Sasuke's limit. If I use B or above, it would seem strange. Tiger, Ox, Dog, Rabbit, Snake. Futon, Daytapa, Wind Release, Great Breakthrough. The training dummy is torn to shreds and is sent flying across Konoha. Maybe I overdid it a little bit, Naruto thinks. You don't think, Kit? Everyone's favorite Bijou replies. Irika stands in shock, not expecting that much force. I'll just say that a 100% for ninjutsu. Mizuki begins to think, I thought this kid could be manipulated, still he may serve another purpose. Asterisk, second short time skip, brought by angry Sakura and her killing intent. Alright class, it's time for part C. First up is Naruto Uzumaki. Irika says, shivering at Naruto's name. Now Naruto, have you done target practice before? Irika questions, unsure if Naruto knows what to do. I'm assuming it's the basic, get as close to the middle as possible, Naruto says, pointing to 10 targets. Irika nods and hands him 10 shuriken. Naruto takes one and performs a shuriken Kage Bunshin no jutsu and does the same with 10 kunai. Naruto thinks to himself, even though I hit the bullseyes, my accuracy wasn't that great. I only barely got a few in. Wow, Kit, after all that training with Madara, you must have inherited his extremely high standards. Irika blinks a few times before speaking. That's another 100%. This time a banshee of a pink-haired kunoichi speaks up, but Irika-sensei, Narabaka barely got some of them in. Irika respond, that is true, but Naruto only used one kunai and shuriken. He could retake the shots he didn't do as good in. Sakura begins to sulk while thinking Narabaka should teach that parlor trick to Sasuke-kun. Asterisk, third short time skip brought by Hinata, hiding in a corner. Alright, part D. You know the drill. Naruto, get up here. As Naruto walks up, Mizuki talks to Irika. Naruto seems to be strong. Since I am the better Jinjutsu user of the two, maybe I should be the one to put him under, and is given a simple nod from Irika. Alright, Naruto-kun, time for your Jinja, Mizuki say lightheartedly while in his head. With this Kinjutsu, Oromaru taught me, Naruto will have my commands subliminally implanted. Meanwhile, in Naruto's perspective, he could easily see through Mizuki's Jinjutsu, while Kurama once again speaks up. How about before we cancel, we put him under a second Jinjutsu? Naruto begins to laugh and say, Kurama, I like how you think. Dog, snake, monkey, ox, tiger. Megan, Jabaku, Satsu, demonic illusion tree binding death. And I'll add a specific someone for more effect. Naruto says as he adds a copy of Hashirama Senju to his Jinjutsu. Swapping back to the class, they see Naruto standing peaceful in the work KAI as he breaks the ineffective Jinjutsu, while Mizuki jumps back and is snapped out by Irika. Mizuki realizes what's happened and begins to put his fake persona back on. That was a really good Jinjutsu reverse. I wasn't expecting that. Irika feels himself trembling at the fact that Naruto was able to trick Mizuki, but then speaks up, another 100%. You might make top of the year for this exam. Meanwhile, a lazy pineapple-haired boy begins to think. Something sort of training must have happened to turn Naruto from a hopeless to top of the class while we spent time thinking academy education would be good enough until we became genin. How troublesome. Asterisk one last short time skip brought to you by Choji eating a bag of potato chips. Alright, this is the final exam. Each of you will be performing a taijutsu on one of our two volunteer Chunin Izumo and Kotetsu, except for Naruto, who for the safety of our Chunin will be attacking a metal training dummy. Naruto begins to step away from the training dummy. As he does this, he hears a voice from his emo classmate. Look, the dobe is too scared. Maybe he should have gotten something weaker, like a clone of himself, which gets many laughs, one of which is Naruto. Hey dobe, did you finally realize how pathetic you are? Not team, just laughing at how little you know. I'm going to attack. It just works better with a bit more space. Then Naruto charges at the metal dummy with a barrage of kicks. Konoha Senpu, Leaf Whirlwind. From this attack, a cloud of dust forms. When it dissipates, a perfectly fine Naruto stands next to a completely battered metal dummy. Irika freezes for a second before speaking. Another 100% for Naruto Uzumaki. Thank God God used the dummy, muttering the second part. Meanwhile, in the distance, a kid, only 1 year older in a green bodysuit, talks to himself. YOSH, the fires of youth burn strong in him. He will be my eternal rival, or I shall run around the village 1,000 times. Asterisk time skip brought to you by Mizuki finding Orochimaru's pedo magazines. What? I didn't say anything about non-short time skips asterisk. As Mizuki is running into the forest with the scroll of seals on his back, he thinks to himself, how easy could this be? Now Orochimaru will give me the power and respect I deserve. Mizuki quickly stops to see Sasuke Uchiha training in the woods. Orochimaru said he wants a Sharingan. If I deliver Sasuke, I'm sure that I will take the spot of Orochimaru's right-hand man. Mizuki then begins to perform a hinge, making him into Irika. Hey Sasuke, I saw Naruto got better than you. I have a friend who can make you stronger. Sasuke glares at him angrily. That team got lucky. But more power could be useful for later. As the leader of the almighty Uchiha clan, you must tell me who this friend is. Well, his name is Orochimaru. He is even stronger than the Hokage. He will give you all the power you'll need. And Mizuki begins to think and will make you body his own, you arrogant brat. One last question. Do you think you're the only one who can to a hinge? Mizuki jumps back and pulls out a Fuma Shuriken as he disperses his hinge and says, come on, Irika. Can't we bargain? You let me escape, and I'll spare you life. I guess we could, if I was Irika, as the Sasuke hinge disperses to reveal Naruto instead. Well, I guess that this has to be like this, as Mizuki disappeared into a smoke, as the real Mizuki throws a Fuma behind him. Naruto activates his Sharingan, easily dodging the Fuma and using an incredible burst of speed rush to Mizuki grabbing by the chest. A fully awakened Sharingan. Orochimaru would have loved this, but it's a shame even with it you're so blind. Mizuki using this conversation to distract him while he finished his hand signs. Katan. Goryuka no Jutsu. Fire release. Great Fire Dragon release. As this attack hits Naruto, Mizuki begins to laugh maniacally before he hears a voice. Did you forget? I have Kage Bunshins. Mizuki then feels the cold steel of Naruto's Uzushio katana against his neck. As Irika approaches Mizuki, he sees Naruto against Mizuki, easily winning. As Naruto sensed Irika coming, he deactivated his Sharingan. As Mizuki panics, he finds one last way out. Now, Naruto, would you like to why you were hated by everyone? Irika realizing what Mizuki is going to do, he yells out, Mizuki, you can't. Naruto begins to chuckle. Wouldn't happen to involve my birthday, the Yondaime Hokage, and a certain fox, now would it? Both Irika and Mizuki panic that Naruto knows. Irika for Naruto's sake and Mizuki for his well-being. Naruto then speaks up for betraying the village for the Nukenin Orochimaru. attempted kidnapping of the clan, had an important bloodline, attempted murder of a civilian, and breaking the law placed by the Sandaime, I grant you the inability to perform hand signs. Naruto then swings his katana in a flash, cutting of both of Mizuki's arms and using a medical ninjutsu technique to have flesh grow over the wound. Mizuki screams in pain before smirking. I can tell your secret you have, but Mizuki finds himself unable to continue. Naruto then speaks up. Oh yeah, I used that coercion jinjutsu/kenjutsu, so you couldn't spill my secrets before knocking Mizuki out with the butt of his sword. Hey, Iruka-sensei, bring him to the old man. Iruka speaks up. Thank you, Naruto. Can I treat you to dinner for what you've done? Naruto then turns back into his old bubbly self. Ichiraka ramen. 8 p.m. I'll see you there, Iruka-sensei. Time skip brought to you by Hiruzen and a mountain of paperwork. As Iruka walked into class with a box of Chunin headbands, he began to think about last night. When he was first born, he hated him, but after seeing him, he began to feel sorry as he reminded him of his young self. Then he met the new Naruto, more serious but still Naruto. Meanwhile, with our double-sided protagonist, he is lying down in class, sitting on a desk by himself at the back, far away from Sasuke, until he hears a voice. Hey Naruto, do you mind if we sit here? He looks to see Shikamaru, and not far behind Choji follows. Yes, sure, Naruto said as he moved over. Choji hands over a packet of chips. You want some, man? Yeah, thanks, Choji. He then chuckles. Don't worry, I'll be sure to leave you the last chip. Shikamaru begins to speak up. Hey Naruto, you gotta change your clothes. Shikamaru points to Naruto's new clothes, his Shippuden clothing, but instead of bright colors, it mainly black with a few shades of dark gray with kanji for 9 on the back, and a locket with Madara's EMS engraved on the front. Well, I'm a ninja now. I need proper clothes since I can't blend in with that orange monstrosity. Oh, and before you ask, this locket is a family heirloom I recently discovered. While we're talking, I have one more questions. Fire away, Shika. How did you get so strong? Last time we were together, you were dead weight. Naruto gives of a small chuckle and a cryptic answer. We are all affected by time, some more than others. Before Shikamaru could ask, any Iruka enter the class. Naruto began to lay his head down until he called his team. Now before I start, I bet you are wondering, where is Mizuki? Well, unfortunately, he was captured for betraying Konoha to work for the S-rank Nukenin Orochimaru. Naruto began to tune Iruka out until he heard something interesting. Now, this is a very special team. This year, Team 7 has the top Shinobi Sasuke Uchiha, top Kunoichi Sakura Haruno. This is met by a loud, yes, suck it, I know pig from Sakura and every other guy thinking, what poor soul will be on this team? Iruka then continued, and our last member is an extra unique case. A student who for the first time since the Yondaime got a 100% on all parts of the Chunin exam. But due to this year's graduation being an average of all of exams through the school year, and this student only joined yesterday, he was the dead last Naruto Uzumaki. This was met by a come on, not Narabaka from Sakura, and an angry glare with a patent Uchiha grunt from Sasuke towards Naruto. Kid, you don't know how sorry I feel for you right now. I mean the emo and the fangirl, Kurama says while bursting out laughing. You know I could put you in a smaller, wetter, darker cave than you're in Kurama. I'll shut up now. Good? After 3 hours of waiting, Team 7 were still the room. Sasuke was thinking of who knows what. Sakura was fawning over Sasuke, and Naruto was thinking some interesting teams. Team 10 with an Inoshikacho, a team as old as the village itself, and the incompatible teammate, a shy heiress, an obnoxious wild beast, and his dog, and an antisocial bugman. Then again, we're pretty incompatible ourselves. Then a silver-haired jonin wearing a mask over his face and a Hittite forehead protector over his left eye. He looks familiar. As the silver-haired jonin catches the eraser that would have fallen on him, he throws it behind him, triggering Naruto's plan, which causes an overlooked bucket dangling on a kunai above causing the kunai to fall and drenching him. The silver-haired jonin looks around, seeing the brooding Uchiha, the obsessive Haruno, and the pleased Uzumaki and speaks, my first impression, I hate you all. This gets a shocked look from Sakura, an angry glare from Sasuke, and Naruto still puzzled at his identity. I'll meet you all on the roof. As the silver-haired Jonin shuns Shin to the roof, Naruto stays behind, so while Sasuke and Sakura walk, he can shun Shin as well. As Naruto reaches the roof, the silver-haired Jonin, the Jonin begins to think, how can this academy student shun Shin? Wait, he's the Jinchuriki, the one who got the perfect score, only to be interrupted by Sakura and Sasuke. Sakura then spoke up, Narabaka must have used another one of his parlor tricks like climbing the walls. Naruto responds, I assure you I could, but I didn't. The silver-haired Jonin decided to speak up. All right, let's start with introductions. Names, likes, dislikes, dreams, and goals. Sakura then begins to speak again. You're our sensei. You should start. Let's see. Like most people, I like some things. I don't like some things. I have a dream and a few goals. Oh yeah, my name is Kakashi Hatake. As Sakura is surprised, as he only told us his name, Naruto panics. I thought I recognized him. He was Otosen's apprentice. This could be bad. Special deleted scene. Hiruzen Sarutobi woke up. One perk of being Hokage was having a bedroom with a great view. He opening his blind only to find Hokage rock covered in paint. Each one of the Kages have a word written on them. Together it spelt guess who is back. These next few years will be, as the Naras say, troublesome. Ranks: Lohai Jinin, Lohai Chunin, Lohai Jonin, Lohai Kage, Lohai Biju, above Biju. Let's see, like most people, I like some things. I don't like some things. I have a dream and a few goals. Oh yeah, my name is Kakashi Hatake. As Sakura is surprised, as he only told us his name, Naruto panics. I thought I recognized him. He was Otosen's apprentice. This could be bad. This time on a Child of Legends. While pretending to be composed, Naruto is secretly panicking. If Kakashi recognizes me as Minato's son, this could be bad. I need to do something. Hey kid, calm down. No one has picked you as related to the Yondaime. Even if he is his apprentice, it has been a while since he died. He probably can't even remember what Minato looks like at the top of his head. Thanks, Kurama. What would I do without you? Run out of chakra and have to deal with small wounds. Kakashi begins to speak. Now it's your turn. Let's see who should start. BL Dash. Sakura interrupts. Sasuke-kun should go first. After all, he is the best of us three. Sasuke speaks up, fine. I am Sasuke Uchiha. There isn't anything I really like, and I hate most things. I have a dream that I will make a reality by killing someone, and I have no time for hobbies. Kakashi starts speaking again. Who should go next? How about you, Blonde Dash? Sakura interrupts again. I'll go next. I'm Sakura Haruno. I like Sasuke-kun. My dream is to marry Sasuke-kun. My hobbies include following Sasuke-kun, working with Sasuke-kun, and fighting anyone who is also after Sasuke-kun. I dislike Ino Pig because she wants Sasuke-kun and Naruto Baka because he's a Baka and Sasuke-kun doesn't like him. Once Sakura finishes going full fangirl, Kakashi speaks once more. Okay, guess your last, Blondie. Well, I'm Naruto Uzumaki. I like training, people who can stay silent, people who are kind and ramen. I dislike traitors, Iwagakure, people who use others for their own means, a few specific members of the Uchiha clan, and that it takes 3 minutes to cook instant ramen. My dreams are to become Hokage along with a few other titles, beat a few certain people, and get a lifetime of free ramen at Ichiraku's, and my hobbies are fighting strong opponent, reading, and trying new types of ramen. As Kakashi begins to think, this is an unusual team. A brooding loner of an emo who would make a good psychopath, a creepy noisy fangirl who cares for nothing else than Sasuke-kun, and some mysterious blondie who knows too much and is possibly schizophrenic. All right, my cute little Genins, we will be training in Training Ground 3 at 7 a.m. It would be best if you didn't have breakfast. As Sasuke and Sakura went their separate clan houses, Naruto walks towards the shinobi apartment block. Now, while most places either ban Naruto or made him pay higher prices for items of worse condition, the shinobi apartments where Hokage run. That means as a ninja, he has every legal right to enter and live as long as he follows the rules. As Naruto enters the doors, the female receptionist looks at him with disgust and speaks with venom in her voice. Sorry, building police, we don't allow filth in here. Naruto replies, that's fine, but I'm a shinobi and law overrides policy. The receptionist began to smile and think the brat's a shinobi. That means Hokage-sen won't give him an allowance anymore. I'm sorry, but to rent out a room, we must be sure you can pay. You can pay right. Naruto reaches into his pocket, pulling out a black wallet, opening it, showing it's full of Rio he got from Madara, not to mention the payment he got for stopping Mizuki. How can you make that much money in 2 days? She begins to scream, thief, thief. Suddenly the doors open and the receptionist begins to speak. Help, you two are proper ninjas. This brat is a thief. The male figure speaks up. I know that Naruto is a good kid. You're targeting him with false accusations. The female figure begins to speak. How will the Hokage react with 2 jonins as witnesses for Naruto-kun? As the receptionist reluctantly gives Naruto a room key, he turns around to thank the jonins who defended him. In his surprise, they are Irika, one of the academy teachers, and Kurenai Yui, a kunoichi jonin who specializes in Jinjutsu, and the head of Team 8. Naruto had good memories of them, with Irika being very kind to him on his first and only day of academy and took him out to ramen later that night, and Kurenai, who he met a few times when he was young, but she would always help him out and offer a sweet. Thank you, Irika-sensei, Kurenai-san. They simultaneously reply, You're welcome, Naruto/Naruto-kun. Irika then continues, so what room do you have? Naruto responds with room 909. What a coincidence, I'm in room 908. Guess we'll be neighbors then, Naruto said, before excusing himself to go check his new apartment. As he got up one staircase, he went to his door, only to hear grunting noises coming from the stairs. As he looked down, he saw a box being carried up the stairs by one person. Naruto decided to call out, Do you need any help? He got a mumbled reply, but he could make out the words, Yes, heavy, in room 910. As Naruto began to grab the box, he realized how heavy it actually was and found it unbelievable this guy could have brought it all this way alone. As Naruto summoned a group of Kage Bunshins to help him lift the box. As he went to see if the other man was okay, he saw him, someone around his age in a green jumpsuit, a black bowl cut, and large eyebrows energetically rushed towards him. YOSH, are you Naruto Uzumaki? Yes. Naruto replied, taken aback by his seeming endless energy. YOSH, thanks to fate, we have once more encountered my youthful rival, a Kakashi to my Gisan. Did you say Kakashi? YOSH, he is my master, Mato Guy's eternal rival, like we will be and participate in youthful challenges. Let's make a deal. I have been assigned to Kakashi. If I lose his Jinin challenge, we won't be eternal rivals. And if you win, my soon-to-be eternal rival. I was getting to that. If I win, we have a youthful challenge ASAP. Naruto says, shuddering when he said the words, youthful challenge. YOSH, I agree to this deal. Anyway, goodbye my eternal rival. Rock Lee away. As Lee leaves, he thinks to himself, how did my eternal rival know about the Jinin challenge? Asterisk time skip brought to you by Lee and Guy training at midnight. As Naruto walks to Training Ground 3, he looks at the time, 9:50 that should right. As he sees Sakura and Sasuke waiting. Sakura makes her way to Naruto, screaming at him, Why are you so late, Narabaka? Kakashi-sensei said to be here by 7. Naruto calmly responds, Well, Kakashi isn't here, is he? That's on time in my books. As Naruto walks away, he begins to think, strange. When she's angry, Sakura kind of reminds me of Rock Lee, as he walks to a tree shaking a branch to wake up a Kage Bunshin. Wah. Oh, good morning, boss, the Kage Bunshin says as he salutes the real Naruto. Have you come to relieve me from my post? Naruto simply nods as the Kage Bunshin disappears. As he walks back to the group, he sees Kakashi. Sorry a black cat crossed my path. Had to take the long way. While Sakura and Sasuke both look at Kakashi angrily, Naruto responds, "It's fine, I just got here myself after getting lost on the path of life." Kakashi begins to think, "I've found him, my perfect student. I finally found him. Okay, so we're going to do your test." Sakura begins to talk. "Kakashi-sensei, we already did our test. That's why we're on this team. You didn't think that was all there was. We're just assessing if you could make Genin. We has 12 teams, but only 3 will pass this year. The others will go back to the academy." "What? Then what is our test?" Kakashi then reaches into his pocket, pulling out 2 bells. "You 3 will have fight me to get these bells in a certain time." Kakashi pulls out a timer as well. Either all 3 fail and sent back to the academy, all 2 pass, and 1 gets banned from becoming a ninja. To everyone's surprise at the last statement, Kakashi goes to put down his timer. "Okay, I'll be kind and give you a 1-minute head start." "Oh, and come at me like you want to kill me." As the 3 soon-to-be Genins run away, each in separate directions, they start to think, "Please, this Jonin doesn't seem that tough. I will get the bells as I am of the unstoppable Uchiha clan. Yes, this way Narabaka can fail and Sasuke and I can be on the team alone. This seems strange." "What do you mean, kid?" "Don't worry. I'll let you later once my plan works." Back to Kakashi, he begins to search the training ground, while keeping his eyes on his Ika innocence. And for the 3rd time, Jiraiya does it once again. Kakashi then turns around, throwing kunai at a nearby bush. Suddenly, Kakashi walks up, seeing a log before catching a kick by Naruto from behind. "Nice try, Naruto," Kakashi says before putting his book away and catching a second kick and throwing him to the ground. "Your Konoha Senpai won't work on me. Now it's time for lesson 1. Taijutsu, make it strong and hard to dodge." Kakashi then vanishes with a Shunshin, with him appearing behind Naruto, delivering a punch to the back, before he disappears in a burst of smoke. Like I thought, a Kage Bunshin. But where's the real Naruto? Kakashi thinks before rushing off to find his Genin. Sakura sneaks through the forest. What to do? I'll find Sasuke-kun, and we'll get the bells together." As Sakura begins to walk through the forest until she stops as she sees Kakashi walk through. "Thank God. I don't think he saw me. Wait, is that blood?" Sakura tilts her head to the bloodied and beaten corpse of Sasuke. Sakura begins to scream. Meanwhile, Kakashi looks at a petrified Sakura in the middle of a regular forest. Lesson 2. Genjutsu. Make it strong and realistic. Sasuke stands in a clearing near the river. Here seems like a perfectly good place to stop. Not a minute later, Kakashi comes rushing in, only to dodge a barrage of shuriken. "Good try, Sasuke, but you'll have to learn better." A voice comes from my trees. Sasuke and Kakashi turn, only to see Naruto lying on a branch reading a strategy book written by Sarutobi. Once again, Kakashi begins to think he truly is the perfect student. Naruto then reveals this to be another Kage Bunshin as the real one runs up behind Kakashi futon. They Tapa, wind release, great breakthrough. "Sasuke now. Don't tell me what to do, team." Sasuke says, waiting until the jutsu ends, before performing his own Katan. Gokaku no Jutsu, fire release, great fireball jutsu. Kakashi, after being surprised and blocking Naruto's jutsu, goes to use a Kawarimi to do dodge Sasuke's. He begins to think 2 Genin can master Sirang techniques. Guess I'll have to put in a bit more effort. Kakashi then begins to speak. Lesson 3. Ninjutsu. Make use of your surroundings. Suiton. Suijin Hiki. Water release. Water wall. Naruto begins to think that's a B-rank jutsu. Sasuke wouldn't be able to take this. Luckily, I have a way out. As the wall comes crashing down on the 2 as a wave, Naruto and Sasuke both lay down knocked out. Kakashi begins to think, this gives me more time to read until they get up, if they get up before the time is done. As Kakashi leaves, 2 figures pop out from under the water, Naruto and Sasuke, while fake bodies get up. "Boss, Did we get him? Naruto simply nods before those two disperse. Hey team, how did you do that with Bunshin? Sasuke asks, sounding more like a demand. It doesn't matter. You won't be able to use it, Naruto says before throwing a scroll at Sasuke and running off. Meanwhile, the forest, the mortified Sakura, is still in her place. As Naruto walks towards her, low C-rank Jinjutsu. The girl may have excellent chakra control for a recently graduated student, but this is pushing it, Naruto says before going to remove the Jinjutsu Ki. Sakura look around before seeing Naruto. Narabaka, where is Sasuke-kun? Naruto, surprised, begins to open his mouth. Huh? Sasuke-kun, he must have been the one to free me. Now tell me where he went. Naruto points to a direction as Sakura runs on. Kid, are you going to tell me your plan now? Patience is a virtue, Kurama. Besides, the best part is coming up. As Sasuke is running through the forest, he reaches a clearing. As he stops and looks around, he begins to think, first that team interrupts me, then he lets Kakashi get away. Never mind, I'll still win. However, his train of thought is interrupted by a pink-haired fangirl. Sasuke-kun, I found you, Sakura says happily until she sees a kunai come flying past, almost hitting Sasuke. Ma, you're both up. Never mind, you can't beat me, Kakashi says, rushing at Sasuke, grabs a katana, leaving an empty scroll behind. With this, those bells will be mine, Sasuke says egotistically. As Kakashi jumps back, Sasuke caught me by surprise, however, at this rate, he won't win. As Kakashi goes to rush forwards, he feels something wrap around him, constricting his movements. Behind him was Naruto, who snuck up behind him using the Doton. Mogurigakure no Jutsu, Earth Release, hiding like a mole before the chakra chains, a versatile technique made by the Uzumaki clan. As Kakashi struggles to break free, eventually sending lightning chakra down his right arm, breaking the chains. However, as soon as he breaks free, new chains form. Kid, are you sure you can hold them? You haven't perfected the chakra control for this attack. All I need is for those to grab the bells. Naruto thinks before speaking. Hey, what are you waiting for? I can't keep these chains up forever. Sasuke begins to up, grabbing one bell, throwing it to Sakura. The dough might be stronger, but Sakura will be easier to work with. Sasuke thinks before grabbing the other bell. Naruto then removes the chakra chains from Kakashi, and he begins to speak up. Well, congratulations, you three made it. Sakura then speaks up, but Kakashi-sensei, you said only those who get the bells will win. Naruto then begins to chuckle before saying, the point of the test is teamwork. Kakashi, somewhat shocked that he knew, asked, how did you figure that out, Naruto? Well, at first it seemed strange that only 2 would pass. You said 3 teams would pass, and every team I heard of had 3 genins. Then you used skills above genin level. No normal genin could beat your genin. That's when it hit me. We had to work together. Impressive, Naruto. Well, now it's time for early lunch. Now I had breakfast. Figured it was either a trap or we were having an eating contest, and the second is rather unlikely. Asterisk time skip brought to you by Kakashi reading Ika novels. As Kakashi walked towards Hokage Tower, I'm late. Sorry, I was helping an old lady cross the street, he says. As he looks around, he sees the Hokage sitting down and Irika standing up. Suddenly, Naruto jumps in through the window. Sorry for being late, but I knew it would take Kakashi-sensei around 3 extra hours. Then Hiruzen begins to stand up. All right, Naruto, now tell us why you called us here. All right, now for my 5th birthday, until 2 days ago, I was missing. While I want to keep this a secret for now, I can trust you 3. Now, while Hiruzen knows this, my mother was Kushina Uzumaki and my father were Minato Namikaze. At this statement, Irika looks surprised, while Kakashi just freezes in shock at the fact Naruto was his sensei's son. While they were both died in the QB attack, I stayed with my grandfather on my father's side. At this point, it was Hiruzen's time to react. Minato said that his father, Musur Namikaze, was killed in the IWA attack on the Namikaze village. Minato only believed his father died. Also, he hid the real name of his father, Madara Uchiha. Naruto says as his eyes flare from regular to Sharingan to eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Along with this, I have affinities for all 5 basic natures, the Mokuton, working on my Jinton, and the Inten, Blaze release. Kakashi is still shocked. Now the fact that Minato was Madara's son, Iruka only thinks, so that's why he hinged into Madara, while Hiruzen proceeds to ask questions. So Minato also had the Sharingan. No, the Namikaze genes overpowered the Uchiha genes, leaving him with only his Jinton. Do you have any other abilities? I can use my mother's chakra chains, learn how to harness my extremely large chakra, can use the Night-Aimed water creation technique. Oh, and I befriended Kurama. Now Naruto, who is Kurama? You would know him better as the QB. At this time, it is Iruka's chance to speak. What Naruto? You can't befriend that demon. He attacked US 12 years ago. That wasn't his fault. I learned so around when I was 8. Flashback brought to you by Hashirama and Madara fighting in heaven. I still don't get a Kurama. Why don't you like Madara, Gigi? He used his damn eyes to control me. He only wanted to make sure Hashirama was strong enough to defend the village. He never meant to have you sealed away. Even if I like Konoha, I still think he could have done something else. Wait, if you like Konoha, then why did you attack? All right, Kit, listen up because I won't be repeating myself. When Kushina Uzumaki, your mother was pregnant, the seal was at its weakest. Some strange masked man, proclaiming himself to be Madara, was able to break the seal. He must have been an Uchiha as he had also used the Sharingan and commanded me to destroy the village. I have to tell Madara Gigi about this. Naruto says as rushing through rooms until he finds Madara. Ah, Naruto-kun. What does my precious grandson want? Madara says with a smile. Madara Gigi, some man with a Sharingan caused Kurama to break free and commanded him to attack the village 12 years ago. Madara begins to give a reassuring smile. Now, Naruto-kun, I told you about the Uchiha massacre, right? Yes, you did, Madara Gigi. Well then, whoever this Uchiha is, he must have died then. As Naruto leaves the room, Madara begins to call out Black Zetsu. Honorable Madara, what do you need? When the QB broke free 12 years ago, a man claiming to be me freed it and controlled it. I want you to search for him. Yes, Honorable Madara. Flash forward brought to you by Mito, hitting them both over the head. So that's what happened. Hiruzen begins to ask a few more questions, and then they all leave. As Naruto begins to head back to his apartment, Kakashi steps out of the shadows. Hey Naruto, I need to ask you something. Naruto replied cheerfully, sure Kakashi-sensei, while keeping his guard up in case something happens. Why did you tell me? The Hokage has always been nice to you, and Iruka helped you out yesterday. But why me? Well, for what I've seen, you seem like a trustworthy person. And besides, if Otusen could trust you, so can I. Thinking about it being Otusen's apprentice, and him being your father figure, I guess that would make you Kakashi Nizen. Kakashi begins to lightly laugh. Oh, you left early, but tomorrow will be a break. See you soon, Otuto. Special deleted scene. Naruto then removes the chakra chains from Kakashi, and he begins to speak up. Well, congratulations, you 3 made it. Suddenly Rock Lee, and a man that looks like an older version of Lee jump out of nowhere. Lee begins to speak. YOSH, my eternal rival is now a genin. You promised that we will have an eternal challenge. As Kakashi begins to laugh at what Naruto gotten into, he begins to smirk and say, well, I have the perfect idea. We will start by seeing whose fires of youth burn stronger. YOSH, that is an amazing first challenge. But how would we do this? Naruto, my rival. Well, it's simple. We should learn from the pros. We'll have our senseis compete in a youthful challenge. As the older man, who is now identified as Mato Guy, yes, This is a brilliant challenge. Lee, you truly have found a youthful rival. If I am wrong, I will complete our next mission doing a handstand the whole time. Meanwhile, Kakashi begins to think he's good. Too good. Last time on Child of Legends. Well, for what I've seen, you seem like a trustworthy person. And besides, if Otusen could trust you, so can I. Thinking about it being Otusen's apprentice, and him being your father figure, I guess that would make you Kakashi Nizan. Kakashi begins to lightly laugh. Oh, you left early, but tomorrow will be a break. See you soon, Otuto. This time on a Child of Legends. As Naruto wakes up, he begins to get ready. As he gets dressed in his new attire, adding a sheathed katana, he begins to walk out of his apartment only to see the door to 910, belonging to his hyperactive roommate Rock Lee, wide open. He begins to call out, "Hey Lee, all right?" Suddenly, a sweat-drenched Lee comes to the door. "YOSH, my eternal rival, I am fine. I have just been using my new exercise machine." Naruto begins to think that must have been what he was carrying back then. Before speaking, "You left your door open. Just wanted to make sure. I rushed out for breakfast and forgot to the door." "Oh, okay." Naruto responds before Lee begins to speak again. "Naruto, my rival, did you pass your Chunin exam?" Naruto responds, "Yes, why?" "YOSH, now we can have our first youthful challenge." "Then I have the perfect idea, rock, paper, scissors." This was our sensei's first youthful challenge, so it only seems right. YOSH, well then Naruto, prepare to lose, Rock Lee says. Unbeknownst to Lee, Naruto activated a Jinjutsu to hide his Sharingan. If we're going to do this, might as well win, Naruto thinks. As they begin to make their moves, Naruto uses his Sharingan to predict Lee's move, countering Rock with paper. YOSH, you truly are a worthy eternal rival, Lee says before returning for his room. Time skip brought to you by Lee training at rock, paper, scissors. Naruto returns to his room after going for a jog, only to see the Zetsus sitting at the small kitchen table. Naruto-san, welcome home." "Zetsu, what are you two doing here? We are only supposed to meet up away from villages or in Madara's base. Madara asked us to make sure the fake Madara who released the Kyuubi was dead. We found that he is puppeteering the Akatsuki group that controls Amage Cure. This is bad. AIM is the strongest nation, not including the 5 great shinobi countries. Okay, this is what you're going to do. Black and white. You'll go to fake Madara, pledge loyalty to him if you're the real Madara. From there, you will work for the Akatsuki, and we will meet once a month at Madara's base to discuss new information." "Yes, Honorable Naruto." "Hi, Naruto-san," both Zetsus say before combining and leaving with a mayfly. "And what should I do now?" Naruto begins to think. "You could work on the Jintan. It's hard to learn without a teacher. You could always do some more exercise. I feel confident where I am for now. You could see if the Hokage has a mission for you. You're a genius, Kurama." Naruto begins to sprint full speed to the Hokage Tower. Once Naruto reaches the Hokage Tower, he begins to walk through the doors. Might as well use the doors before the receptionist would stop me, so I had to use the windows. Now I'm a shinobi, I can just use the doors. Suddenly a kid with a blue scarf and goggles comes running out, bumping into Naruto. The kid speaks up, "Hey, you, apologize for bumping into me." Naruto responds, "You were the one running high speeds into me. Why don't you apologize?" Konohamaru scoffs at Naruto. "Me apologize to you? I am Konohamaru Sarutobi, the grandson of Hiruzen Sarutobi, the Sandaime Hokage. I could care less if he was your grandmother," Naruto says before picking him up by the collar. Just then a jonin with a bandana hitei and sunglasses walks up. "Drop the honorable grandson of the Sandaime Hokage right now." Naruto begins to think, honorable grandson, haven't heard that in a while. You know, you can just say a month. Goddamn Fox. You know you love me. Konohamaru begins to shout at the jonin, "Closet pervert. This is between me and him, you got it." The closet pervert begins to speak up, "Honorable grandson, You don't know any taijutsu skills. Whose fault is that? You say you're good at teaching, yet all you teach me is those boring books. Like that's going to help me become Hokage. This kid reminds me a lot of a younger me. I'll help him. Naruto thinks before Oiroke no Jutsu. Sexy technique. Suddenly Naruto transforms into a woman. Smoke around his more private areas. The closet pervert passes out. Then Naruto changes back into himself. Naruto begins to drag Kinomaru by the scarf to the Hokage's room, while thinking, thank God no one else was there to see that embarrassing jutsu I made when I was around 4 to 5. Hiruzen Sarutobi begins to speak. Oh Naruto, what a surprise. He then sees Kinomaru being dragged along. Did he do something? Naruto replies, no, just thought I could train him a bit if that's okay. Sure, it would be good for him to learn from the person who scored 100% on the Chunin exam. Oh, and that closet pervert passed out, Naruto says before using a Hiraishin to teleport away. Hiruzen turns to an Enbu and sighs, can you go get Ebisu? Meanwhile, with Naruto and Konohamaru appear in front of a marked tree in Training Ground 3. After the initial shock of teleporting, Konohamaru begins to speak up again. Did you really get 100% in the Chunin exam? Naruto simply nods. Cool, you must have got top of the year. Nah, I was dead last. I only took the Chunin exam. Well, then you sound like a failure. Why should I learn from you? All right, kid, listen up. I know you must hate only ever being recognized as the honorable grandson. So out here, you're just a gaki. As a Chunin, I instantly know more than you. I can teach a few techniques. Konohamaru's eyes begin to sparkle. Wow. No one's ever taught me proper techniques before. Time skip brought to you by Kakashi and Ebisu reading Aika together. As the sun began to set, Konohamaru was worn out. He spent the day learning the basics of taijutsu, Kagebunshin no Jutsu, and Oiroke no Jutsu after some pressuring. It turns out like Naruto, Konohamaru had a large chakra amount, however, it was only around low Jonin, and he could currently only make a single Kagebunshin. Suddenly Ebisu, the closet pervert, comes dashing towards them, and speaking, how dare you take the honorable grandson? He doesn't need teaching from the likes of you. Naruto begins to speak. Pay attention, Konohamaru. This is a secret technique. Harimu no Jutsu, harem technique. Then a group of Kagebunshins, performing the Oiroke no Jutsu, swarm around Ebisu until he passes out once more, blood dripping down his nose. Konohamaru looks in admiration. Wow, you're so cool. Naruto speaks. Unfortunately, this is the end of a lesson. Maybe we have another one in a few weeks. Just remember this. Being the Hokage doesn't just mean you're the strongest. Hashirama, Tobirama, Minato, and even your Gigi had to learn from books. Keep studying, and you'll make the second best Hokage, right behind me. Wow. Thanks, big brother Naruto, Konohamaru says, before creating a Kagebunshin to carry Ebisu away. Meanwhile, in the middle of the night, an old man walks through the streets, talking to himself, whoever they give me better be enough to stop Gado's men. Time skip brought to you by Konohamaru practicing the Oiroke no Jutsu. As Team 7 tiredly make their way to the Hokage Tower, they had just been on what might have been their hardest mission, catching Tora. As they make their way to the Hokage's room, Kakashi begins to give a report. Team 7 reporting in for the completion of the Tora mission. Tora has been captured and returned to Madame Sure Jimmy. Kakashi then pulls out the mission documents, containing a signature proving they completed the mission. Now, if you don't mind, I would like to speak with you for a moment, Hokage-san. Kakashi then motions Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke to leave the room. When they leave, the Hokage begins to speak. So, Kakashi, what would you like to talk about? Well, Hokage-san, we have been completing a few D-rank missions, and I think we are ready to take on a C-rank mission. Are you sure your team can handle it? Everyone has improved. I'm sure nothing can happen to us. I'll trust you can handle this, Hokage then slides a mission paper over. Kakashi then goes to their team and briefs them on the mission. Okay, so remember, We will be escorting Tizuna the Land of Waves, protecting him from any bandits we may face. We will meet him at the gates in an hour, use this time to eat, get supplies, and do whatever. 1 hour, and 20 minutes later Sakura and Sasuke with the client Tizuna, an old man with a towel around his neck, pointed hat, and glasses. Tizuna begins to get angry. "We're your teammate and sensei. I just want to be done with this." Suddenly, Naruto, dragging Kakashi with an escort of Kaguya Bunshins, clearing the way for him. "Sorry, I was trying finding Kakashi Nizan. Now let's get started." After a few minutes of walking, Tizuna begins to speak. "Wow, this is the worst team of ninjas I've ever seen." Sakura begins to in a whining speak. "Well, why didn't you hire any of your own ninjas then?" Naruto then jumps in. "Now you know that in the Third Shinobi World War there was the two main sides of Konoha and Suna and IWA and Kiri, as well as some third parties like Kyumo and AIM. After the war, all sides in the war took great casualties and stopped progress." "Yes, but why would that affect the Land of Waves, Narabaka?" Naruto begins to sigh. "The Land of Waves is a long-time ally of Konoha, while they had a small militia to keep regular defenses. In the Third Shinobi World War, the Land of Waves began to send most of their army out to support Konoha and their other ally, Uzushiobikure. After the Third Shinobi World War, the Land of Waves lost around 90% the ninjas they sent, and most of the surviving ninjas had either physical damages or suffered psychological problems. This meant that the Land of Waves could only the weakest of their new ninjas to keep their military running. Add that they couldn't afford to keep some ninjas into their academy and had to send out any students to Konoha. The Land of Waves lost the capability to keep a working military. Oh, sorry. When it comes to history, I go on long rants. Narabaka, what even is Uzushio? They didn't teach it in the academy. Iwagakure sent a large division to destroy Uzushio, as they were feared for complex sealing techniques. As Konoha was busy defending their borders, they could spare few ninjas to defend from the IWA. In around a month, the IWA division, along with reinforcements, overwhelmed Uzushio and destroyed. Konoha covered it up as it made them look undependable to their allies. IWA covered it up as they were ashamed of their allies, and the others often overlooked Uzushio. Finally, the losses suffered by the 5 great shinobi nations overshadowed the destruction of Uzushio. The Land of Waves are the only nation that keeps the memory of Uzushio alive, as they each other's longest allies. At this, Tizuna is surprised. How would a young kid like you know of Uzushio Bikure? My mother was an Uzumaki, one of the more powerful Uzushio clans. While she died before I was born, I took time to learn about her heritage. Kakashi begins to smile. "Well, at least you're with us now, Otudo." Once more, Sakura begins to ask Kakashi-san, "I've been wondering, why do you call Narabaka Otudo, and he calls you Nizan?" "Well, Sakura, me and Naruto aren't related by blood, but we both have a man we see as a father." As this, Sasuke speaks up. "Well, whoever he was, he must have been weak." Naruto and Kakashi both glare at Sasuke angrily, while Sasuke shrugs it off as nothing. As they continue to walk, they see in the ground, as Naruto creates Kaguya Bunshins to push Sakura, Sasuke, and Tizuna out of the way. However, 2 men jump out of the puddle, the first being the cloaked in black and camo underneath with a gas mask and a single large horn on top of his Itaiate, and the second being the cloaked in gray and camo underneath with a gas mask and 2 small horns on the sides of his Itaiate. Both had the symbol of Kirigakure with a line running through the middle on their Hitaiate and had metal gauntlets with claws. A Kusari chain, made from shuriken, came out of their gauntlets, tying Kakashi up and slashing him up. Naruto then runs in, channeling Shaka through his katana to slash, breaking apart the Kusari. The 2 then begin to fire the tips of their gauntlets, before Naruto creates a Jutsu Doton, Dorihiki, Earth Release, Earth-style wall, creating a wall of earth. Then the 2 shinobi rush towards Tizuna. Sakura and Sasuke begin to draw kunai. Jinton, Reideningu Surashu, Swift Release, lightning slash. Then Naruto comes out of nowhere using his sword to reflect their attacks. Then Naruto uses Kongo, Fusa, adamantine sealing chains to pin down the two shinobi. Sakura and Sasuke both stand in shock, seeing how their teammate took them down easily. Sasuke then speaks, "Dobe, I demand you teach me those techniques. If you ask me, you're in no position to make demands. Besides, you couldn't even do a single one of those." Naruto begins to speak again. "All right, Nezen, you had your fun." "Narabaka, that's not funny. Kakashi-sensei died," Sakura says, still rattled. Meanwhile, a voice comes from the trees. "You couldn't give a few more minutes, could you, Otudo?" Sakura and Sasuke look at Kakashi surprised. "Never mind, I'll tell you later, my cute little Genins. What is important is him." Kakashi begins to point to Zuna. Tazuna speaks, "What are you looking at? I didn't pay you to just stand there." Naruto then chimes in, "The Demon Brothers, Gozu and Meizu, brothers who were classified as Nuke-Nin for an attempted assassination of the fourth Mizukichi. Before their betrayal, they both achieved the rank of Chunin." Naruto then holds up a bingo book with a page for each of them. "This is classified as a B-rank mission. My Genin can't handle it." "What do you expect me to do? Gato has been sending mercenaries to kill anyone who rebels. My family are nearly broke. This is all I can afford," Tazuna says, turning from sadness to pure anger. "You know, Nezen, it would cause future problems if Gato was allowed to continue. If he can only hire Chunin, it should be easy to finish this mission." Sakura does something she never thought she would to agree with Naruto. "Narabaka is right. We can't let these people down. Even if he didn't say it, he say it. You know, Kit, that fangirl might actually like you. Come on, Kurama. She prefers Sasuke-kun over Narabaka any day. Doesn't matter, I know you have feelings for this shy Hyuga girl. Bastard of a fox." Sasuke then begins to speak as well. "Please, I, the great Uchiha, will easily defeat these weak opponents." Sakura then begins to fangirl on Sasuke, ignoring Naruto. "Ma, you all agree. All right, we will do this mission. But I'm calling for backup." As they continue to walk, Kakashi pulls aside Naruto. "Hey, Otudo, I need to talk." "Sure, what is it, Nezen?" "I saw how you handled the Demon Brothers. You were able to take them down while keeping everyone uninjured." Kakashi then grabs a headband with the kanji for leader. "If anything happens where I get cut off from a team, you're the interim leader of Team 7. "Wow, interim leader. I feel so honored. Oh, I have something for you." Naruto then pulls out a pair of earplugs. In case Sakura goes so loud, she's deafening. After some more time of walking, Naruto felt something strange. "Hey, Kurama, can you use your negative emotion sensing?" "Now, Kit, why would dash? That killing intent is one of the largest I've ever felt. Even though you could most likely still beat it, be careful. You might suffer from sneak attack." Naruto, getting so caught up in the presence he sensed, didn't even realize what was happening until he saw Kubikura Bocho swing at Kakashi. A voice then speaks up, "Silver hair, I covered by hit 8, quick reflexes, and you must be a Jonin if you have a Genin team. It appears I've stumbled upon the copy ninja, Kakashi." At this, Kakashi and Naruto both begin to think the same thing, just as I feared, the Demon Brothers leader. Demon of the Hidden Mist, Zabuza Momochi last time on a Child of Legends. A voice then speaks up, "Silver hair, I covered by hit 8, quick reflexes, and you must be a Jonin if you have a Genin team. It appears I've stumbled upon the copy ninja, Kakashi." At this, Kakashi and Naruto both begin to think the same thing, just as I feared, the Demon Brothers leader. Demon of the Hidden Mist, Zabuza Momochi. This time on a Child of Legends. Zabuza begins to charge at Kakashi, before Kakashi pulling out a kunai, stopping himself from being sliced in half. Kakashi then gives off a hand signal. With this, Naruto creates a Kage Bunshin, which Kakashi uses for a Kawarimi. Kakashi begins to lift up his Hitai 8, revealing his Sharingan. How could he have a Sharingan? That is the Kekkei Jinkai of my clan. Kakashi-sensei's eye is that of Sasuke-kun's family. Why does he have one? Otudo is pulling out the Sharingan, and he thought he could hide it for a full year. As Zabuza runs through the woods, Kakashi begins to follow him. Zabuza begins to laugh. You really are a fool, Hitaki. As Zabuza begins to stop, he reaches a clearing. In this clearing is a large lake. First rule of engagement with a Suiton user: never let them get near a water source. Zabuza begins to smirk. Back with the Genins of Team 7, they're standing around guarding Tizuna, only to feel a large blast of killer intent coming from the direction Kakashi and Zabuza were running in. This causes Sakura to collapse on the ground. Sasuke gets overwhelmed, and Naruto still is Naruto. Sasuke reaches for a kunai. This P-power, I feel like it would kill me if I started Teat Witch, and might as well K-kill myself and get it over with. Suddenly, Sasuke feels the kunai slapped out of his hand and sees Naruto. Hey team, what are you doing? It would be for you to die before you can kill him. Sasuke begins to calm down until they hear something rustling in bushes. Naruto and Sasuke both reach for their weapons. For Naruto, his katana, and for Sasuke, another kunai, only to see a white rabbit before Naruto attacks with Katan. Goryuken no Jutsu, fire release. Great dragon fire technique. The Katan Jutsu creates a large cloud of smoke, while Sakura begins to yell, Narabaka, what are you doing? That was an innocent rabbit. However, as the smoke clears, a Hunter-nin with a cracked mask stands behind a large panel of slightly melted ice. Naruto begins to speak. I thought we would just be fighting a few basic criminals led by Zabuza. I didn't expect to see a member of the Yuki clan wielding the Hayatan. Ice release. Didn't Kiri kill all of you? Sakura then continues to screams, Narabaka, that's a Hunter-in. They are on our side. Now he or she aren't. First they're wielding Senbon. Those wouldn't be used on an A-rank criminal like Zabuza Momochi. Secondly, they are wearing a cracked mask. The ice wall would have held meaning they got it previously. If they were a Hunter-nin, they would have been issued a new mask immediately. And finally, they have the Hayatan. If they were in Kiri, they would have been executed in the bloodline purges. As Naruto draws his katana, the Hunter-nin begins to use a Jutsu Hayatan. Hisatsu Hyoso, ice release. Certain kill ice spears, as spears of ice begin to surround the ground. As large spikes of ice form from the ground, they begin to surround Team 7, one piercing Naruto. The Hunter-nin begins to speak. It would be a problem to keep him alive. He might rival Zabuza someday, only to feel someone grab their shoulder. As the Hunter-nin looks, they see Naruto smile before speaking. Jin-tun, Shinhiration no Jutsu, swift release. New Flying God Thunder technique, taking Naruto and the Hunter-nin off to a separate part of the forest. With Kakashi and Zabuza. Kirigakure no Jutsu. Suddenly, a mist emerges around at Zabuza, creating a blanket of mist surrounding the clearing. Kakashi then looks around with his Sharingan and begins to think, why would Zabuza do this? This only harms him. As Kakashi moves forwards, he steps on a branch. Suddenly, Zabuza comes rushing towards him with his Kubikurabocho. Kakashi jumps backwards only to see a blurry figure of Zabuza coming towards him. The mist is getting thicker. My Sharingan is becoming disabled. Kakashi then comes up with an idea. Come out, Hitaki. It will be easier for both of us if you just give up. All right, Momochi, I'm right here. Kakashi then turns around to see Zabuza run his Kubikurabocho through his head, only to be electrocuted. A Raitan Kagebunshin, clever Hitaki, but not clever enough. Zabuza says, before rushing towards Kakashi, barely missing him. I'm getting sick of our game of cat and mouse. Suiton, Suiro no Jutsu, water release, water prison technique. As Kakashi begins to struggle, oxygen draining from his body, as his body begins to suffocate, he sees a woman fly into Zabuza and hear a voice, don't tell me you're dying on me, already Neezen. You owe me for 1,000 Ryo for using your Sharingan so early. In Naruto, is that you? With Naruto and missing Nin. The hunter Nin looks around. How did you do this? Well, I used one of my Kekkei Genkai to create a long-range version of the Yondaime Hokage's Hiraishin. Does that mean you another Kekkei Genkai? Naruto eyes begin to form that of an eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. You might make a worthy opponent. Let's dance. Naruto then pulls out his katana, rushing towards the hunter Nin. Hayatan, Kori no Cabe, Ice Release, Wall of Ice. A wall of ice forms around the hunter Nin. Inten, Amaterasu, black flames, then burn down. I am possible. The ice from my Hayatan is indestructible. How? While it is true that Hayatan creates ice at extreme levels of strength, a Kekkei Genkai, like the Inten, can destroy it. With this, the hunter Nin begins to panic. If he can destroy my Hayatan, I'll have to attack. No, I don't know what those unusual eyes do, but most Ojutsu are based around chakra. The only way I can win is if my Senbon hit one of the 8 vital points. The hunter Nin begins through a handful of Senbon, each target to one of the vital points. As the Senbon go towards Naruto, he walks forwards, only for them to phase through him. You have perfect accuracy with your Senbon. However, I posses the Kamui, the strongest space-time ninjutsu. Futon, Renkuden, Wind Release, Drilling Air Bullet. Balls of wind release from Naruto's mouth, hitting the hunter Nin, shattering the mask. Underneath this mask is a woman's face. A slash in Haku is going to be female, with long black hair and a white bun holder. Oh, woman. From what I've heard, Zabuza only uses men. As the hunter Nin looks around, she sees a rabbit run along, the same one she uses for her Kawarimi. As the hunter Nin preforms another Kawarimi, Naruto begins to chase after her. The hunter Nin, thinking she lost Naruto, takes a break from exhaustion, only to see Naruto Jintan, Mirichoiku, Swift Release, Mirage Strike. Suddenly Naruto disappears and reappears in different directions, before landing a heavy hit on the hunter Nin. As Naruto looks where she went, he sees her fly into a large fog region. As Naruto enters the fog, he sees Kakashi being held in a water prison by Zabuza. Explanation: Naruto's EMS gives him better vision through the fog. Add strong sensing abilities and Naruto can see perfectly. As he sees the missing Nin, he positions himself to kick her straight into Zabuza, releasing the water prison. As Kakashi falls to the ground, Naruto begins to speak. Don't tell me you're dying on me, already Nizan. You owe me for 1,000 Ryo for using your Sharingan so early. In Naruto, as Zabuza gets up, he looks over the missing Nin. Zabuza, be careful. The boy is strong. He was able to destroy my Hayatan. Zabuza smirks. I'll be fine, Haku. There's no way I can lose. Naruto begins to speak. Oh, so your name's Haku. I'm Naruto. Now that we all know each other, we can get back to the dance. As Zabuza uses this as voice to attempt a decapitation on Naruto, Haku begins to yell out. Zabuza, wait. He has a dojutsu. Haku yells out, but it's too late as Naruto uses his katana to block Kubikurabocho. Using his remaining hand, Naruto begins to form the hand signs required: Futon, Akashitsuna Tatsumai, Wind Release, Vicious Tornado. As a tornado is created, causing the mist to disappear. As Naruto finishes, he sees Haku passes out. Kakashi begins to speak, "Oh, Tudo," and make sure the others are okay. Zabuza laughs before beginning to make hand signs, as Kakashi copies with his Sharingan: Ox Monkey Hare, Rat Boar Bird Ox Horse Bird, Rat Tiger, Dog Tiger, Snake Ox Ram, Snake Boar Ram, Rat Yang Water, Monkey Bird Dragon Bird Ox Horse Ram Tiger Snake, Rat Monkey Hare Boar Dragon Ram Rat Ox Monkey Bird Yang Water Rat Boar Bird. Suetun, Suriden no Jutsu, Water Release, Water Dragon Bullet Technique. Both Jonins use, canceling each other out, but leaving a fatigued Zabuza and an unconscious Kakashi. Haku, who is only faking being passed out, rushes towards Zabuza before using a Shunshin to get out. As Naruto, carrying Kakashi and deactivating his EMS, returns to Team 7, he walks towards them, Suddenly, he has a kunai throw at him, which he easily dodges. Calm down with the warning shots, it's me. As Naruto puts Kakashi down on the ground, he turns to his teammates. If nobody has any objections, I'd like to get going straight away. I have more than enough Rio to hire a boat back. Once we are there, we will wait out, performing scouting missions on the current situation. We will wait until backup arrives unless we are forced to attack. Do you understand? Sasuke responds, Hey dope, what right do you have ordering an Uchiha elite? Naruto then reaches to grab the interim leader headband he received from Kakashi. Kakashi Nizan made me interim leader. As he is unconscious, I am now the leader. Suddenly a voice is heard, Brilliant plan, Naruto-kun. I will have my team do the same. It is revealed to be that of Kurenai Yuhi, with her team of Kiba Inuzuka, Shino Aburame, and Hinata Hyuga. A chuckling voice comes from inside Naruto's mind. Try to keep your eyes on more than the Hyuga, Kit. Naruto, tuning out Kuruma, turns respectfully to Kurenai. Kurenai-san, I'm assuming you are our reinforcements. We are only half. Asuma is on the way with his team. We can go on. Our mission is to go to the land of waves unless we find you first. Meanwhile, with Zabuza and Haku, they make their way to Gato's base. Gato, currently playing a game of shogi with a stranger, looks at them. So, did you kill the bridge builder? Zabuza speaks up in no. What? I should have you executed on the spot. Give us another chance. We only expected to have to fight a Jonin and 3 Genins, yet one of them was on Jonin level and had multiple Kekkei Genkai, including an unknown dojutsu. We will be prepared next time. The mysterious man stands up, speaking. Well then, maybe you would like help from the legendary S-rank Aoi Rokusho. Haku last time on a Child of Legends. Give us another chance. We only expected to have to fight a Jonin and 3 Genins, yet one of them was on Jonin level and had multiple Kekkei Genkai, including an unknown dojutsu. We will be prepared next time. The mysterious man stands up, speaking. Well then, maybe you would like help from the legendary S-rank Aoi Rokusho. This time on a Child of Legends. As Teams 7 and 8 continue on their way to the land of waves, they reach a small port with a sign Gato's Port and Boat Rentals. Naruto walks towards the port. Since Team 7 is the primary team and I'm the interim leader, I'll hire the boats. Tazuna walks with Naruto. Wait up, kid, I brought my own boat. It could take 3 of you scrawny ninjas. After a few minutes, Naruto returns. Okay, so I hired a boat as well as Tazuna's boat. We will have group Hinata, Sasuke, and I will take Tazuna with us. Hinata for her be a Kugen, which will make sure none of Zabuza's group will sneak up on us, and Sasuke, and I for defense. Group B, the rest of you will follow us, looking after Kakashi. Shino will use his insect to scout out if we miss anyone. Kurenai-san will defeat them in an attack. Kiba and Sakura will watch Kakashi in case his condition worsens or someone sneaks past Kurenai's attacks. With this, Kurenai begins to chuckle. That is a strong formation. Are you sure you're not secretly a Nara? Naruto, joking, replies, bothersome. Meanwhile, Zabuza and Haku are shocked. Before Zabuza begins to speak again, Aoi Rokusho, the S-rank Konoha criminal who stole the sword of the Night-Aim Hokage. Gato responds, yes, despite joining Amage Cure, he mainly does mercenary work. I stumbled upon him and thought he could terrorize the population of the Land of Waves. Turns out that he might have more use, since you two failed. You know what? I feel generous. I will give you another chance, but if you fail, I will see it. I have your heads and that sword of yours. Now out of my sight, I have a game to continue. As Zabuza and Haku walk away, Zabuza silently talks to Haku. Be careful, the only person I've met on his level were Kagez and Kisame Hashigaki. As Naruto, Sasuke, and Hinata guard Tazuna, Sasuke gets bored. Hinata keeps watch, try to ignore her tiredness while Tazuna talks to Naruto. Hey brat, I would like to thank you. For what, old man? If it wasn't for you, I'd be dead by now. You convinced that sensei and teammates to help me, guarded me from that hunter Nin, and paid for the boat fees. Thank you, Uzumaki-san. It's fine, just call me Naruto. Okay, then Naruto, and just ask her out. She likes you to... Naruto tries to hide his embarrassment as he thinks, how does he of all people know? Doesn't help that you make it so obvious. I'm not that obvious. You're a master of deception, yet anyone could tell from a mile away. As Naruto is zoned out, he feels his shoulder being shaken, only to see the subject of his conversation speaking to him in Naruto-kun. Oh yes, what is it, Inada? WEV arrived at our location. All right, everybody get out. We will wait for Group B to arrive. Noni Naruto-kun, it appears our boat was faster than yours, Kurenai says. As Team 7 and 8 walk toward Tezuna's house, Tezuna knocks on the door, and a meek woman with long blue hair slightly the door. She begins to speak, Dad, you're okay. I assume these are the ninja. Yes, Tsunami. Now can you let us in? As Tezuna walks and the shinobi begin to follow. Thank you, Tsunami-san, for letting us in your home. Thank you. What they said followed by a grunt. Thank you. We won't let you down. You don't mind that I have Akamaru with me. Thank you very much. Shino, entering last, then gives a silent nod. As they entered, a young kid with green overalls and a white hat with 2 blue stripes walks in. Naruto. Hey you, apologize for bumping into me. Naruto begins to think, where did I hear this before? The author's getting lazy and repeating chapter 5. Then, the shy Tsunami changes into a completely different person. Inari apologizes immediately. They are here to help us? They can't defeat Gado's men. They'll just die like the rest. As Inari walks away, Tezuna walks towards Naruto, pulling him away. Sorry about the kid. He had a hard childhood. His father died before he was born. He spent most of his life alone and never had much courage. Then one day, this traveling fisherman named Kaiza came. He helped out Inari and was a father figure, and later decided to marry Tsunami and became his stepfather. When he tried to stop Gado, he sent mercenaries and killed him after taking down 50 to 100 of his mercenaries. He's been hurting ever since. It's okay. I'm not a stranger to tough childhoods. Time skip brought to you by a still unconscious Kakashi. As Tsunami makes dinner enough for our protagonists, Teams 7 and 8 come down. Kakashi set up on a bed while he is still unconscious. Tsunami begins to call Inari dinner time. Inari. Tezuna goes up to Tsunami. He's probably off there again. As Tsunami began to serve dinner to the others, putting some aside for Inari, Naruto walks up to Tezuna. Tezuna, if you want I can talk to Inari. I have experience in these situations. Inari goes there, and neither Tsunami or I have been able to talk to him about it. So go knock yourself out. He is at Kaiza's grave. We made a small hidden grave in the woods for him. You'll find it in no time. As Inari sits on the ground, crying at the loss of his stepfather, he hears a rustling in the woods. He begins to speak, Okasan Ojiken. Inari turns around to see 2 men, one with long bluish-white hair and small tattoo lines under his eyes, and one a darker-skinned, shirtless man covered in tattoos and an eye patch covering his missing right eye. The first man looks at the small name marked on the makeshift grave. Hey Waraji, isn't Kaiza that guy you killed? Yes, Zora. He took down over 100 mercenaries. Luckily, I was there to deal the final blow. Even if that bastard gave me this cut. The man known as Waraji points to bandaged area around his waist. You don't think that this kid is his son? Doesn't really matter. If this kid is cared for Kaiza, it's enough to get my revenge for. Waraji says, drawing his sword preparing to strike, only to see in a flash a kid with yellow spiky hair block him. Zora then speaks up, you killed everyone you fought with. Don't let these kids steal your record. Naruto then scowls, cowards. You hide behind other mercenaries, let them be the one who to do your dirty work. Prepare to face Konoha's Genin Kenjutsu Master, Naruto Uzumaki. Jintun, Nato Miyataku, Swift Release, Nightmare Attack. Suddenly Naruto appears behind the 2 mercenaries. Then the mercenaries' bodies begin to be covered in cuts. In a one-on-one fight, you two are worthless. Kemui. Suddenly a portal making the two disappear. Naruto then turns to Inari. Hey, you okay? Why yes, what happened to them? They have gone far away. Naruto then leans on a rock, so what was Kaiza like? As Inari talks to Naruto about Kaiza, do you really know that you can beat Gato? Naruto begins to laugh. We might win or we might fail horribly, but it doesn't matter. When I was born, both my parents died. 4 or 5 years, I was alone until I went to live with my grandfather. One day, he told me something. It doesn't matter if you're one man versus an army or an army versus one man. All you need is hope. I have hope we can win, and so I'll make sure we do. With this, Inari remembers of what Kaiba told him about courage, and something is unlocked in him. I believe in you as well, Naruto. So, Inari, you want to get back for dinner? Inari panics. Dinner, I forgot. Oh no, Okasan's going to be mad. Naruto smirks, putting a hand on Inari's shoulder. Don't worry, Hiration. Suddenly, Naruto and Inari appear in front of Tezuna's house and knocks on the door. Tsunami comes to the door. Oh, Naruto, did you found him? Naruto then points to Inari. Tsunami then hits Inari on the head. Don't you run OFF again. You always frighten me. Sorry, Okasan. Naruto simply laughs before walking after mother and son. Asterisk time skip brought to you by Inari pretending to be Naruto. Kakashi finally gains consciousness to see Naruto reading Aika Aika on the other side of the room before he begins to speak. Good morning, Mizan. You know, you shouldn't read this stuff in front of children. Beifunutotu. Where are we? We're in the old man's house. Everyone's okay. Zabuza and Haku escaped, and Team 8 is here for backup, but Team 10 will arrive as well. Kakashi gets up before falling back down. You're still not okay. Luckily, I made a quick run for supplies. Naruto then grabs some wooden crutches and helps Kakashi up. As Naruto and Kakashi go down, everyone else is okay. Narabaka, why are you late? Kakashi-sensei, why are you up? You should be resting. Sakura screams out. Kakashi then responds, no time for rest, we have to train. As Kakashi leads everyone into the woods, while Kurenai stays behind to do some scouting. All right, team, I guess teams. We're going to train. Sasuke laughs, Sensei, what's the point in training these weaklings? I can take on Zabuza by myself. We need to make sure everyone is prepared for self-defense. Gato will send more people. Kakashi said, trying to not cause any drama. Now we're going to climb trees. Sakura then speaks, Kakashi-sensei, we know how to climb trees. Kakashi then turns to Naruto. Otudo, I'm guessing you know what to do. Naruto simply laughs. As the Naruto he talks to is nothing more than a Kage Bunshin, as the real Naruto calls out behind them, standing upside down on a tree branch. Kakashi then replies, somewhat shocked he didn't realize Naruto was there. You will be channeling chakra on your feet to walk on trees. This will increase your chakra control and can be used as a skill for transport. Use Kunai to make your place. Hinata then shyly speaks up. Kei Kakashi-sen, Kei Kurenai-sensei already taught us. Kakashi responds, where's Team 8 gotten on this exercise? Shino and I have completed it, and Kei Kiba each hasn't gotten far. Kakashi then pauses, caught by surprise and thinking of what to do. Naruto then jumps in, while Hinata, while this isn't usually done for new genin, but there is a second step to this exercise. Doton, Chidakaku, Earth Release, Moving Earth Core. Then a small lake-sized hole with not much depth is made. Naruto then pulls a large amount of water into the hole. All right, Hinata and Shino try and use the same chakra control to walk across the water. Hinata, wanting to impress Naruto, tries only to fall in. Naruto then chuckles a bit before hopping in to help her. I was going to say it requires more concentration, but you proved that point for me. He then forms a tiger hand sign, Kitan. Adatakai Soyakes, fire release, warm breeze. This causes the others to look in shock, before Kiba bursts out laughing. Adatakai Soyakes, what idiot made that technique? Naruto then looks at him seriousness at releasing a small killing intent. I would be that idiot. Kiba then frightened. Did. I say I idiot. I meant genius. Naruto then bursts out laughing himself. You should have seen your face. It's fine really, it was only made for my comfort. Everyone then sweat drops, confused at the fact how Naruto can be dead serious one moment and laughing the next. Naruto then continues to explain, okay, Hinata and Shino, try and focus the chakra before you walk. Okay, so if you have any questions, just ask Kakashi Nizen. As Naruto then walks away, Sasuke begins to speak. Hey Dobe, how did you do that water thing? Naruto then replies, this is the Nidaime Hokage's water absorption technique. It draws water from the environment such as plant life and the air. It requires a high chakra control and skills in Suidan, which you don't have, so no, I won't teach you it. Naruto says while walking away. As Naruto sits on a tree pulling out his book, The Art of War by Tobarama Senju. As he looks to see Sakura slowly getting further in the training, Sasuke and Kiba failing, Kakashi standing by for assistance, and Hinata and Shino were slowly succeeding, with Hinata getting further than Shino. Naruto then asks in his head, hey Kurama, no one is watching me, right? The Uchiha was glaring at you, but now he's more focused on the trees. Naruto smiles before thinking, good, that will make it easier. Jintan, Jikoku Kawarimi, swift release, instant body replacement technique. Then Naruto is instantly replaced with a Kage Bunshin, while the real Naruto is sitting in a chair in Madara's base. Next to him are two white Zetsus. So, honorable grandson, I read your briefing. I assume you have the bodies. Naruto then uses his Kamui as the Zora and Waraji, both looking weak and bleeding. Zora looks up, W, where are we? Waraji then freaks out, W, what is those, pointing to Zetsu and the white Zetsus. Naruto then laughs with an evil grin. Oh, that's Zetsu in the middle, and these are white Zetsu clones. They'll be replacing you. Zora and Waraji just look in horror, trying to crawl away as the white Zetsus walk closer. Naruto begins to leave. I have to get back, send the white Zetsus to Gato once the process is finished. As Naruto comes back the way he came, he sees Sasuke and Kiba making zero process, Sakura making her way to the water, walking falling in after a few steps, Shino making his way from halfway, and Hinata near the end. Hinata's made it near the end. Yeah, Kit, I saw everything through the Kage Bunshin. She might actually do it. As Hinata turns to look at Naruto, who has dropped his book to look at her, Hinata begins to think, Naruto-kun is watching me. There is no way I can lose. As Hinata loses track in her mind, she keeps walking as he sees Naruto rush over to her. Why is he coming? Did I do something wrong? Naruto then speaks up, Hinata, do you know what you've done? Hinata, frightened that she did something that made Naruto mad, did I do something W wrong? And Naruto-kun. Naruto then laughs, no Hinata, you've done the opposite, look down. Hinata then looks down to see herself walking on the ground, somewhat shocked that she was ground. Naruto then spoke again, your body has naturally adapted to the exercise. You passed the test, now go get some rest. While you don't feel tired, you will get a wave of fatigue later. Hinata walks back to Tezuna's home, daydreaming about everyone's favorite blonde hair ninja. Naruto walks over to the Sasuke and Kiba, both surrounding trees with holes in them. As Sasuke looks over, he sees Naruto. Hey Dobe, I shouldn't be doing some dumb training, teach me some real techniques. Kiba responds, yeah, while I do agree with Sasuke, what's the point in this? Naruto sighs, when you put not enough chakra in a jutsu, it doesn't form. When you put too much in, it will explode in your face. By training with chakra control, you can put in more chakra, meaning you can learn some stronger jutsus. And since I feel sorry, I'll leave you with this. You're putting too much chakra in your step, put less chakra with for focus in. As Naruto walks over to Kakashi, he speaks. Hey, Nezen, I'm gonna go for a walk. You can deal with these for can't you? Kakashi nods. Okay, Otudo, enjoy yourself. Maybe you can get some time to take Hinata on a date. Naruto then gives Kakashi a glare. As Naruto goes on a walk, he makes his way to the bridge Tazuna was building. He begins to yell out, Hey Tazuna, how's the bridge going? Tazuna then turns to see Naruto. Not that good. Most people have quit because of Gato. Naruto then smirks. Well, it looks like I can be of assistance. Then 100 Kage Bunshins appear around Naruto. Tazuna jaw drops before looking at Naruto. Naruto, you truly are a lifesaver. Naruto spent the next few days the same. Sleep, eat, train, walk, eat, train, read, eat, sleep. As Naruto was walking through the woods, he saw a girl in a pink kimono harvesting plants. Don't expect to see many people out here on these forest walks. The girl, surprised, looks at him. I was just gathering some plants for someone very dear to me. To be out this far, this person must be very important to you. To me, they're the only person that matters. When a person has something important they want to protect, they can become truly strong. But those are truly strange plants to be collecting: oleander, white snakeroot, deadly nightshade, and hemlock. Those could form a dangerous concoction, poison, unless those plants have another use. So enlighten me, Haku. What will these be used for? As Haku looks shocked, she grabs a concealed vial of poison, throwing this at Naruto, only to fall right through. Naruto laughs. Did you forget I could do this? But let's just calm down, I'm not here to fight. Haku looks at him. What do you want? Just know I will never betray Zabuza. In that case, this makes it more important. Gato will be sending a group of men, led by S-rank Aoi Rokusho, to finish whoever remains of us. Despite being mercenaries, I can tell you, in Zabuza, have the possibility to change. If you help us, I will make you two are safe. Haku turns to leave. I'll tell Zabuza, but it's up to him to trust you. Time skip brought to you by Zabuza sharpening Kubikurobocho. Naruto walks down the street, Hinata next to him. Both try to ignore the pure wave of nervousness. Hinata tapped Naruto's shoulder. Naruto-kun, this is the place. Naruto turns, trying to keep his normal, composed self, to see a ramen place. Ramen? I'm happy, but you should chosen something you would enjoy, Hinata. It's fine, Naruto-kun. I've enjoyed our ramen the few times I had it. As Naruto and Hinata sit down, Naruto is shocked to Hinata was able to catch up with his eating habits until his annoying best friend speaks. Hey kid, this couldn't be more perfect. Kakashi and Kurinai force you two into this. Hinata plans it out, and you're struggling to not be overly emotional. I'm just glad I get to see your struggle. God damn it, Fox. Why do you have to do this now of all times? As Naruto and Hinata finish their 15th bowls, Naruto turns to see two mercenaries enter the restaurant. Naruto rushes, decapitating both in what seems to be one strike. Hinata stands shocked and sickened at seeing a murder for the first time. In Naruto-kun, what's going on? Naruto is only panicking and thinking the white Zetsus said I have more time. Naruto then begins to yell out, Gato's men are invading. Take cover, everyone. Ranks, Lohai Jinin, Lohai Chunin, Lohai Jonin, Lohai Kage, Lohai Bijou, above Bijou last time on a Child of Legends. Hinata stands shocked and sickened at seeing a murder for the first time. In Naruto-kun, what's going on? Naruto is only panicking and thinking the white Zetsus said I had more time. Naruto then begins to yell out, Gato's men are invading. Take cover, everyone. This time on a Child of Legends. Naruto rushes out, Hinata following behind. Naruto asks, Hinata, can you go see if Tsunami and Inari are okay? Since they are Tazuna's daughter and grandson, they could be targets for Gato's attack. I'll go to the bridge, as that is the main attack. Hinata nods and turns to go to Tazuna's house. Naruto then creates 200 Kagebunshin to patrol the village for any more of Gado's hired men. As Naruto runs to the bridge, he sees Kakashi and Kurenai fighting Zabuza, Sasuke and Kiba fighting Haku, and Shino and Sakura defending Tazuna. As Haku turns to fire a wave of ice at a weakened Sasuke, and Kiba, she sees it burn down in black flames. So Haku, what is it? Haku looks to Naruto. I didn't want to have to fight you now, but I guess I have to. Hayaton, Makio Hyosho, ice release, demonic mirroring ice crystals. Then a cage of Hayaton made ice mirrors surround the three shinobi. Haku then enters one of the mirrors and images of her enter all the mirror. Then changing from one mirror to another, a shower of sunbon fly down. Naruto begins to panic. They're not poison-coated or targeted at any vital organs, so Sasuke and Kiba won't instantly die, but if we wait too long, they might. Haku has to keep acting, otherwise the plan has failed. Naruto then creates a jutsu Doton Kekai, Dorodomu, Earth Release Barrier, Earth Prison Dome of Magnificent Nothingness. A dome of earth surrounds the three shinobi as Naruto focuses his chakra on the dome. Sasuke angrily speaks, "Dobe, what are you doing? We could take her." Naruto then turns his head around, "No, you can't, but I can." Kiba then yells at Naruto, "What do you mean? You're the dead last. If we can't, you can." Haku's attack is focused on speed, which can't be matched by either of you. Yeah. Well, what are you going to do, Dobe? Naruto laughs. I have something up my sleeve. Naruto then creates 3 Kagebunshins. One to take over his place, keeping the jutsu active, and 2 others to stop Sasuke and Kiba from trying to destroy the jutsu, so they can fight Haku. As Naruto steps out of a doorway, he quickly dodges a Senbon strike from Haku. Naruto then uses his sword to attack one of the mirrors. Haku laughs and begins to speak. "And here I thought you were smart. How can your measly sword destroy my Hayaton?" Naruto then begins to laugh as well. "Oh, my sword can't, but it's not a regular sword anymore." Naruto then lifts up his sword, revealing the black flames of the Enten. My Enten, Kagetsuchi, allows me to shape the flames, in this case making them surround my sword. As Haku looks at him, she begins to draw more Senbon, while thinking, "I'll just have to focus on stalling for now." However, Naruto then calls back his Kagebunshin, removing the barrier of earth that protected Sasuke and Kiba. Naruto then turns to Haku, "Seriously, they're here." Haku then dispels her Hayaton mirrors, and Naruto turns to shout to the Jonin and Zabuza, "They're here." With this, Kakashi, Kurenai, and Zabuza all stop fighting and turn to the bridge as hundreds of men pile on, led by the familiar face of Aoi Rokusho. Aoi then begins to clap his hands. "So you figured it out, but it's too late. Aoi Rokusho shall end you all with the power of the gods." Aoi then begins to draw his sword, channeling lightning into the hilt of the sword. Naruto then walks up to Aoi and talks. "I always wanted to see the limits of the Raijin no Ken, Sword of the Thunder God." Naruto then rushes at Aoi using the Jintan, Shinhiration no Jutsu, Swift Release, new Flying God Thunder technique, which teleports to a clearing in an unknown place. As Naruto and Aoi appear in an unknown arena, Naruto begins to speak up. "Welcome to Yuzushiobikure, the land of my ancestors. I brought you here using my modified Hiration no Jutsu." Aoi then looks at him. "I think I know you from somewhere." Do the words kill the demon brat? He's only 3 and an orphan, nobody will care about him." With this, Aoi Rokusho looks in surprise, then a look of malicious happiness. "I get to kill the demon brat. After all, isn't this great?" Suddenly, AI begins to laugh. Blonde hair, blue eyes, even the last name, Uzumaki. "I can believe how moronic we were. You're the Yondame's son. Maybe you'd like to know that I'm also relate to Hashirama Senju, Tobarama Senju, and Madara Uchiha." With this, Aoi begins to laugh. "Oh, this day is getting better. First I get to kill Zabuza, then instead I get to kill the QB brat. Then he's the son of the Yondaime, and now he's related to the Shodaime, the Nidaime, and the god of battle. Not to mention the irony that I get to kill the Nidaime's descendant with his own weapon. How funny. You think you can kill me? I will make sure you pay for your crimes. A genin thinks he can beat me. With my Raijin, no, I am invincible. Naruto then rushes to Aoi, appearing from behind using a Raikiri, injuring Aoi's arm before having the rest if the Raikiri absorbed by the sword. Naruto begins to think, so the sword can absorb Raidon ninjutsus. Not even Nezen's technique overpower it. Flashback brought to you by Kakashi putting on hundreds of masks. So Nezen, why did you call me here? Well, Otudo, I thought I should teach you a jutsu, well, technically two. These are my life's works. They are assassinations jutsus I made to protect my friends and loved ones, and I urge you to do the same. The first technique is the Chidori. By channeling right chakra into my palm, I can attack at high speed. But Nezen, wouldn't the Chidori cause an effect similar to a tunnel vision? Well, that's true, but thanks to the Sharingan is able to reverse it. Now on to the second technique, my Raikiri. It has the user a stronger strike and more erratic, however requires more focus to make sure the jutsu doesn't become unstable. Well then, let's get started with training. Flash forward brought to you by Kakashi taking of hundreds of masks. As Aoi hits the ground causing the earth to shatter, with lightning rising from the cracks, Naruto jumps back before running at him with his katana, using Inten, Kagetsuchi using the black fire to look like Raijin no Ken. As the Raijin no Ken and Naruto's katana clashing, proving to be equal as Naruto jumps back. Aoi begins to laugh. Do you see that this is pointless? I, Aoi Rokusho, am the strongest man in the world. Naruto only smirks, and a Kage Bunshin pops out behind Aoi Raiton, Deburu Kuropansa. Two panther-like beasts formed from the Sandaime Raikage's legendary Black Lightning. As Aoi turns to block the first panther, the Raijin no Ken not being able to block absorb it like the others as the second panther hits him from the back, which causes him to drop his guard and getting hit by the first panther. Naruto begins laughs as well by channeling natural energy. Explanation: Naruto can use natural chakra by drawing it out and infusing it with his jutsus. He has no real control over it though, so it can't be classes as senjutsu. Needed for senjutsu, Black Lightning is created. Due to the gained properties from natural energy, it doesn't behave by like a normal Raiden jutsu. As Aoi gets up, he feels something surround him. Mokusei no Goku would release, wooden imprisonment. Then large wooden columns surround Aoi as a makeshift prison. Suddenly, Zora and Waraji appear, kneeling to Naruto. Aoi begins to shout, "What are you morons doing? Help me." Then the real Zetsu appears out of the ground. "Oh Zetsu, does the fake Madara trust you?" "Yes, Honorable Naruto, the impersonator trusts me, and I have been given membership. Here are the records you asked for." As Naruto begins to flip through the records, he reaches a certain file. Aoi Rokusho, former Jonin of Amagakure, betrayed to join Oto Geikure with Orochimaru. Aoi then panics and speaks, "I will never betray Lord Orochimaru. My life is in your hands, O great Otokage." Naruto then hits him with the hilt of his katana as he releases the jutsu, carrying Aoi and a scroll containing the Raijin no Ken. As Naruto teleports back to the Land of Waves, he sees Team 7 and 8 regrouped with Team 10. As Naruto drops both scroll and Aoi, leaving everyone there in shock, Naruto teleports there and back, holding Gato, throwing him to a mob gathered by his Kagebunshins. Zabuza turns to Naruto, "Thanks, kid. We owe you one." Naruto then replies, "Then how about you join Konoha?" Zabuza and Haku look shocked, as well as the other shinobi and Tazuna. "What? You'll not have to run and hide, make a living on mercenary work, and the Hokage and council will be idiots not to recruit you, a master swordsman and last known living Hayaton user." Zabuza then begins to talk. Well, the kid has a good point. As Zabuza and Haku talk to each other, Tazuna speaks up. Attention everyone. I declare this bridge is named the Great Naruto Uzumaki Bridge after the shinobi that single-handedly took down half of Gado's men. If not, I suggest the super amazing Tazuna the Bridge Builder Bridge. Then all the villagers began to chant Naruto. Time skip brought to you by Haku creepily making poisons. As the three teams walk back to Konoha, Sasuke broods and thinks, come on, the dobe isn't that amazing. There's no way he beat half of them. He only beat one man. I beat much more than him. Sakura begins to think. Narabaka is stealing Sasuke-kun's spotlight. Tazuna should have named it the Great Sasuke Bridge. He should be the hero of the waves, not stupid Narabaka. Kakashi, hiding his face behind his mask, begins to wonder, how strong even is Naruto? Kakashi gives a small chuckle. He truly is your son sensei. May he have mercy on the world. Kakashi then begins to worry about the extent of Naruto's power. Team 10 look at shock, wondering, how could Naruto be so strong? He took down an S-rank criminal with one of the strongest weapons and came out uninjured. Team 8 feeling overwhelmed and tires march on, hoping to get back soon. Zabuza and Haku stand aside, not that comfortable around anyone else. Naruto simply smiles, walking back while thinking, thank you, Gigi. If you didn't help me, where would I be? Probably some weak, happy-go-lucky moron who still wears those orange eyesores. As Raza, Yondaime Kazekage turns to see a man trusted as one of his strongest advisors, a man with half his face covered by a veil. He begins to speak. So, Baki, what was the status? The man known as Baki responds, all were normal, instead for one. There was a blonde-haired kid in all black, carrying a katana. He took on Aoi Rokusho alone before teleporting away. When he came back, he carried an unconscious Rokusho who bore strong injuries. His name was Naruto Uzumaki. Raza just laughs, Uzumaki, so their clan survived. Never mind. Make sure he is killed if he takes the Chunin exams. If he doesn't hunt him down and kill him when he sleeps. He must not be allowed to interfere with Odo's plans. As two men in robes, black with red clothes, one with jet black hair and onxy eyes, with his hair in a low ponytail, and a blue-skinned man with spiked blue hair and a large sword on his back investigate a small clearing in a forest. The first man speaks up, this ice, it is of the Hayaton. He then looks more shocked at the ice, the black fire of the Enten. Could it be there is another person with the Mangekyo? As the second man looks around, he sees deep slash marks. These marks, made by Kubikurabocho. So it looks like old Zabuza has been involved. As they turn away, the first man begins to think, Sasuke, my younger brother, Naruto of the Uzumaki, please keep safe. As Hiruzen Sarutobi looks out the window, he hears a commotion outside the door. In walks his grandson, Konohamaru. Hiruzen speaks with a kindly smile. Ah, Konohamaru, what brings you here? Konohamaru looks at him with excitement. Is it true big brother Naruto returns today? Hiruzen laughs. Ah, yes, that is true. Yes, I can show him how much I've improved with that technique he taught me. And what would that be? Then Konohamaru uses the Oiroke no Jutsu to transform, causing his grandfather to pass out and his pervert of a sensei when he comes in looking for him. As Konohamaru transforms back to normal, he begins to think, wow, to think Big Brother could create such a jutsu worthy of the S rank at only 4. He must be the strongest shinobi ever. Ranks: Lohai Genin, Lohai Chunin, Lohai Jonin, Lohai Kage, Lohai Bijou. Above Bijou, a few months have passed since Team 7 went on that mission to the Land of Waves. A few more missions went past, mainly Ds and Cs, but they also had a few Bs after some pleading. But now it is an important time for Genin everywhere, the Chunin selection exams. As Kakashi and Naruto walk into the Hokage Tower, bringing the report from their latest mission, stop a gang of criminals that stole an important golden statue that belonged to a sister of a daimyo. As they walk into the Hokage's room with Naruto, shooting glares back at everyone they see is Suma and Shikamaru, Kurenai and Hinata, and Guy and Lee. Hiruzen then begins to speak. Now you three are here, and Guy, for some reason, I would like to inform you that your three Chunin teams are eligible for the Chunin exam this year. Asuma is the first to speak. My whole team's going to make Chunin. Kurenai then speaks up. You want to make that a bet? It is then for Kakashi's turn to speak. I'll be willing to take part in this bet. Then finally Guy speaks. Once more my team will take the exam, and we will win this. Lee then speaks as well. Guy-sensei. Lee. Guy-sensei. Lee. Kakashi and Naruto begin to sigh at their eternal rivals. As one by one the teams begin to leave, Kakashi and Naruto catch up with Sasuke and Sakura. Sakura then complains, Kakashi-sensei, Narabaka, what took you two so long? Kakashi then responds, well, I've got good news. In a month we are holding the Chunin exam, and Lord Hokage has given us permission to enter. At this Sasuke grunts, why bother holding an exam? All other Chunin are too weak. I'll clearly be the one who passes. Sakura begins to fawn over Sasuke, saying things like Sasuke-kun is so cool, Sasuke-kun is the greatest, and no other ninjas stand a chance. Kakashi then turns to Sakura and speaks. Well, with Otudo telling me he decided to take the test, and Sasuke has decided right now, would you like to take the test? It doesn't affect Naruto and Sasuke's chance of passing, so it's up to you. Sakura then begins to think for a while before responding, I'll like to take the test, Kakashi-sensei. Okay then, I'll just need you to fill out these forms so I can give them to the Hokage. As our three Chunin teams begin to fill out the forms, Kakashi speaks again. Now, instead of going on a mission, we will be doing team training. Hey Mizan, do you mind if I do some independent training over the next month? That will be fine, Otudo. Just come to team training twice a week. Naruto nods, going to leave before turning back and speaking. I'm going to see Hokage Aji-san now. I could deliver the forms. Kakashi turns to Naruto, throwing him the papers. Naruto continues to run towards the Hokage tower, eventually reaching it. As Naruto walks, he sees Guy and Lee, still talking Guy-sensei Lee, Guy-sensei Lee. Naruto begins to think, how long are they going to do this, before heading into the Hokage's room. As he walks in, the Hokage begins to smile. Naruto, what a pleasure to see you again. What do you need? Well, first I have the Chunin exam paperworks. Who knew Kakashi could be fast at something? Hiruzen says, letting a small chuckle. Naruto, also laughing, continues to speak. Secondly, I would like a 2-month warrant to leave the village for some training. Well, Genins usually aren't allowed to leave alone, but since you are unique, for lack of a better word, I will allow it. As Naruto heads off, he has one last place to go, the Shinobi Apartments. As Naruto enters to talk to the receptionist, the same one he encountered on his first day in the apartments, he begins to speak. You don't like me. I don't like you. I'm leaving for the next 2 months. Here's my payment. Before walking off, the receptionist begins to smile, thinking, if the kid's gone, we can ruin his apartment, and nobody will know. As Naruto enters his room, using his Kimui to store all of his belongings, locking his door and heading off to leave. As he left through the gates, going out of sight, uses the Hiraishin to make his way to Madara's base. Naruto begins to walk through the halls, thinking, it's been a while since I've been here. Naruto proceeds to go to a small library Madara built, containing a wide range of information, the main section being a collection of every jutsu recorded by Madara. Naruto then goes to the Kekkei Jinkai section, grabbing a Jintan scroll. Naruto begins to think, why didn't I think of checking if Madara had anything on the Jintan scroll? You don't know how many answers I have for this. I'm also wondering why making a deal with you is a good idea in the first place. You know you love me, Kit. Just not as much as the Hyuga. Goddamn Fox. Why I let you have a nice cage confuses me. The month went past quickly, Naruto spent most of his time doing training he based on Madara's old schedules. Naruto looked the same, except his hair was now a mirror image of Madara's. Naruto would use the Hiraishin to get back into his apartment so he could make his training exercises with Kakashi and the rest of Team 7. Then finally the day came. What was 3 days before the exam, but Naruto decided to get back early as he had 2 days of extra long Kakashi training sessions. After receiving all his belongings from the Kimui dimension, he decided to get some Ichiraku ramen until he saw an interesting sight. Sasuke and Sakura, who he assumed were finishing training, had an encounter with Konohamaru and his 2 friends, Moegi and Udon. Konohamaru begins to speak up. As the grandson of the 3rd Hokage, I demand you tell us where Big Brother Naruto is. Sakura responds, for the last time, we don't know where he went. All we know is he left somewhere and comes back for our team exercises. He'll be back soon, so be patient. Besides, why do you want a loser like Narabaka when you can have a real shinobi like Sasuke-kun? Konohamaru laughs. I've snuck some glances at your mission statements. Big Brother does all the work while you 2 weaklings sit back and relax. Why, you kid? Konohamaru runs away, with his friends following him until he bumps into a man in a black jumpsuit that has a Suna Hitate stitched in. Next to him is a blonde woman with 4 pigtails, wearing a lavender off-the-shoulders garment and a folded fan on her back. The man proceeds to pick Konohamaru up by his scarf and speaking, Hey kid, why did you bump into me? Konohamaru responds, you should have moved. Do you know who I am? No, and I really don't care. Moegi and Udon begins pelting pebbles at the man. He begins to speak again. Hey kids, you want trouble? Let me give you an example with your little friend. As Sakura and Sasuke run into position, going after the man, the woman begins to pick up her fan, give a large gust of wind forcing them to hold in position. Then a kunai flies, hitting the man on the Hitate, which in the shock makes him drop Konohamaru. Who hit me? Come out, show yourself. Then Naruto proceeds to walk, looking at the man. Konohamaru then looks at him joyfully. I knew I could trust on you, Big Brother Naruto, unlike those lazy teammates of yours, earning him 2 deadly stares. As the man walks forward, the woman grabs him by the shoulder. The man speaks, What the hell, Temari? I can take him. Temari responds, You don't recognize him, Kankuro. That's Naruto Uzumaki, the Hidden Leaf's Genin assassin. Kankuro looks at her cluelessly. Temari begins to sigh, flipping through a bingo book in her pocket. Uzumaki Naruto, the Hidden Leaf's Genin assassin. Ninjutsu, use of black flames, advanced Doton Jutsu, and Hiraishin. Kenjutsu, unknown exactly, but has some level skill. All other stats, unknown. Estimated strength, Jonin. Rank, Genin. Captured S-rank Nuke Nin from Amage Cure Aoi Rokusho, who had the Raijin no Ken, with seemingly no injuries. Wanted for 1 million Ryo alive in Sunagakure. You didn't read the new draft of the bingo book we got. Please, Temari, I can take him. There's no way he could actually do what the bingo book says. As Kankuro proceeds to advance, Sam begins to rise from the ground, forming a small wall around the 2 sides, as a red-haired boy with blue eyes, the kanji for love on his forehead, and a gourd on his back. With this, Kankuro's and Temari's eyes widen in fear, stepping back. As the boy steps up, he looks over at Naruto, before turning to Kankuro and Temari. Stop this, Kakuro, or else I will kill you. Kakuro, horrified, tries to speak. Gara, these kids insulted me. Gara then looks at him, releasing a wave of killing intent. As everyone else is frozen from the killing intent, Naruto walks up. So, Ichi, looks like you're competing in this exam. Gara then smiles psychopathically and speaks, Long time no see. Mother has always wanted you dead. Suddenly, 2 more people come rushing over, a dark-skinned man with a blonde goatee, a blue seal on his right shoulder, and 7 swords on his back, and a blonde woman with no notable features and a chain of blue beads running along her left arm. Both wore a Hitate belonging to Kumo. as the dark-skinned man begins to make a drum roll. Naruto looks at the woman and begins to speak. He's doing the intro, isn't he and I? She nods and replies, for the umpteenth time since we left Kyomo. The man then begins to strike a pose and speaks. I float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I'm Kyomo's own legendary shinobi killer bee. Naruto only looks at him. Really, Hachi, you're going to do this every time. Killer bee then looks at him. If you think this ain't cool, then you're going to get schooled. Fool you fool. A/N. I'm not good with rap. Everyone looks at him strangely before moving away. Killer bee looks at them before looking at the girl. Yujito, you leaving too? I thought you were part of my crew. Naruto then puts his hand on Yujito's shoulder, looking at her sympathetically. As this goes on, girl with mint green hair and a Takigakure Hitaide on her right arm, around 2 years younger than Team 7, runs up and hugs Naruto, yelling out, Chunin, it's so good to see you again. Naruto then smiles at her. I'm guessing you're taking the exam, Nanamuto. The girl begins to smile. Yep, and I'm gonna win. Better hope you don't have to fight me, Amuto. Chunin, you go easy on me. Konohamaru then glares at her and speaks. Hey, what are you doing with big brother Naruto? She then looks at him. The better question is, what were you doing with Chunin? Do you know who I am? The Sandaime Hokage's grandson, Hiruzen Sarutobi. Well, I'm Fu, Taki's strongest genin. Naruto then looks at them, thinking, oh god, I might have created the fiercest rivalry since Hashirama and Madara. Once more someone comes in. However, this time, it's a familiar face, Kakashi. He looks at the You're back, Otudo. I should have expected you drag a big crowd. Then Fu runs up to Kakashi. You're Kakashi, aren't you? Chunin told me all about you and your missions. I have so many questions. Naruto then begins to speak. Sorry, everyone. I have to go. I have something else to do. Oh, and can you keep this meeting secret? I need to surprise someone. Kakashi then chuckles before whispering to Naruto, I'll make sure they don't tell Hinata. Naruto then runs off before stopping at a store. This is a flower store. You know they're not going to let you in, right? Don't worry, Kurama. I'll use my special bargaining skills. You mean your henge and large supply of Rio? Guess you got me there. As Naruto looks and he sees that nobody is around, he takes this chance to go in normally, looking at flowers. As a girl made her way through the back, getting some new seed packets, only realized someone came in. As she looks over, she thinks black jumpsuit, blonde hair, the number 9. Naruto. Naruto looks over to see none other than Ino Yamanaka of Team 10. Oh, Ino, you work here. This is my family's stores. What are you looking for? I'm looking for something for a certain someone. Naruto says, trying to be vague. Well, these are the white lily, also known as Lilium candidum or Madonna lily. These are Hinata's favorite flowers. Naruto begins to think, is there anyone in Konoha that doesn't know? Naruto begins to smile. So how much are there? Naruto says as he picks out a bouquet he thinks look nice. Wow, you have an eye for flowers. As Ino begins to talk about them, she gets to the price. They're about 250 Rio. Naruto then begins to pull out his wallet, placing the Rio and grabbing the bundle. As he begins to leave, an Ambu appears. Naruto Uzumaki, you are required by Ibiki Marino of the Torture and Interrogation Division. If you resist to come, I am allowed to bring you forcefully. Naruto only nods as he makes his way. Once he gets here, a man with 2 scars over his face walks up. He begins to speak. You're Uzumaki. I don't know what Hokage-sen sees in you, but follow me, kid. I'm Ibiki Marino. I need your help with Aoi Rokusho. We can't get any information. As Naruto walks up, he looks at Aoi, unconscious. He then begins to channel chakra into him. As this happens, a curse mark appears on his hand. Naruto then begins to speak. The curse marked by Orochimaru is blocking him from disclosing information. It can be easily deactivated, but it will take time for the effects to be removed as the seal leaves a mental implant. Naruto then puts his hand on the seal, Burika Fuin, breaker seal. A seal then appears, engulfing the curse mark before they both disappear. Ibiki looks at him in shock as he thinks, this kid has the skills to be a stronger Fuin Jutsu user than Jiraiya one day. He then begins to speak. Hey kid, how did Rokusho hide the seal? Naruto then begins to speak. Since Bukijutsu is a small and dying jutsu type not many people know, but if you cut off all chakra to the seal, it puts it in a dormant state. Quick question, you wouldn't happen to know anyone other than Hokage Ajisen and the Sannin that would know a lot about Orochimaru. The only person in this village who fits the criteria is Anko Mitarashi. You would probably find her at a dango shop, but be careful kid, she is rather strange. As Naruto runs off, Ibiki turns to the Umbu and speaks the kid's interesting hate. Hate then responds, yes, I wonder how he'll go on this year's Chunin Exams. Or both proctors well at least I'll get to see what he's like. As Naruto checks the biggest dango shop, he sees a woman at a table, and next to her is someone who appears to be the manager shouting, get Miss Mitarashi some more dango. As Anko goes to check her wallet, she sees it's empty. However, as she begins to tell the manager, a blonde kid throws some Rio at him and speaks, I'll pay for her. Oh, and get me one as well. The kid then proceeds to sit at her table. Thank for the money, Gaki. No problem. Now what do you know about Orochimaru? Anko then glares at him seriously, pulling out a kunai and lunging at him. Why do you want to know about him? Naruto laughs, calm down, I just want to talk. After 5 minutes of coercion, 20 minutes of more dango, and 25 minutes of Anko drinking sake, and before they go their separate ways, Anko grabs him by the wrist and speaks, Hey Gaki, I gave you the info, now what you gonna give me? Naruto then suddenly channels chakra through her. Before speaking, this is going to be hard. Anko suddenly felt strange, like some evil presence has banished from her body. She then looks at Naruto shocked. Gaki, what did you do? Naruto looks at her. Well, I did a bit of background research, and I read Orochimaru placed a cursed seal on you. While my original plan was to remove it, this seal is more complex and needs analyzing, so I placed a limiter seal around it. Explanation. The seal is dormant, so it can't be activate. Sub-explanation. No one knew about how seals become dormant. They believed Anko's lack of will was the reason, not that the seals could naturally become dormant. However, it still leaves an effect on the wielder. Anko looks at Naruto with a rather unusual emotion for her, happiness, and begins to speak, Gaki, thank Y dash. She then faints out of drunkenness. Naruto then goes to check her wallet, seeing she has a key for the Kunoichi apartments on the other side of the Shinobi apartments. Naruto then begins to haul Anko over to the entrance, the receptionist once more glaring at him, and him back at her. As she sees Anko, her eyes widen and sparkle with joy as she thinks, finally, I can get rid of the QB brat. However, before she has a chance to accuse Naruto, Team 8's sensei, Kurinai Yuhi, comes running over Naruto as Speak begins to speak. Naruto-kun, Anko didn't cause you trouble, did she? As Naruto shakes his head, signifying no, Kurinai picks up Anko before shaking her awake. As Anko gets up, she looks at her. Kurinai, what happened? Kurinai then drags her off, speaking, you got drunk again. You're lucky we're friends, otherwise who knows what would have happened to you. Naruto begins to chuckle, thinking, that's a new side of Kurinai I haven't seen. She is so different, like a beast coming from a flower. Naruto then panics and thinks, oh Kami, the flowers. Calm down, kid. The Yamanaka said they've been bred to last a few days after they are first plucked. Naruto then rushes over to the Hyuga clan house, then to the main family area, then to the clan chief's residence, knocking on the door. As the door opens, a middle-aged man with long black hair, a robe, and white eyes. The man begins to speak. What do you want, kid? Naruto, looking at the man, trying to be polite, you wouldn't happen to be Hinata's father, would you? Yes, I'm her father, Hayashi. I'm guessing you're looking for Hinata. She left to do some training with her team and hasn't returned yet. Naruto thinks, I guess I can see her tomorrow. He then begins to speak, sir. Could you give these to her and this note? Naruto then hastily writes a note. Hayashi grunts before grabbing the flowers and closing the door. As he walks down, he begins to read the note to check if it's something bad. As he reads it, he sees the words, keep up the work to being a great shinobi. I know you can do it. From Naruto Uzumaki. With this, Hayashi begins to smile and thinks, it's nice to know she has people who care for her. Why did those cursed elders make me disinherit her? Around 10 minutes later, Hinata returns to her room to find the bundle of flowers and the note. As she reads it, she begins to furiously blush, thinking Naruto did his F for me, before letting out a small cheer of excitement. Meanwhile, Naruto decided to go to Ichiraku before he went home, not having much except a few dango from his talk with Anko. Tucci and Ayam greet him with a friendly smile and a joke that him being missing nearly drove them bankrupt. Naruto then rushed home and had 2 regular days and another date with Hinata, where they just went to Ichiraku and talked. Then the day finally came, the long-awaited Chunin exams. Ranks: Lohai Jinin, Lohai Chunin, Lohai Jonin, Lohai Kage, Lohai Bijou, above Bijou last time on A Child of Legends. Naruto then rushed home and had 2 regular days and another date with Hinata, where they just went to Ichiraku and talked. Then the day finally came, the long-awaited Chunin exams. This time on A Child of Legends. Naruto woke up and grabbed some instant ramen as he though one day, I'll make a jutsu that instantly heats instant ramen. Kurama laughs. Remember when you tried to use Adatakai Soyakase and you burnt the ramen? Naruto then looks down. We lost some good ramen that day. I swear, Kit, you are the only person this passionate about ramen. Never mind, I gotta get going. Got a lot to do. Naruto then goes outside, downstairs, and then into the Kunoichi apartments, knocking a door. Haku comes to the door and begins to speak. Oh, Naruto, it's been a few months since I last see you. Naruto then talks, you know your poisons, right? I need a certain type of poison. Along with my Hayaton poisons are my speciality. How lethal do you need it? I'm not planning to kill anyone, well, not with poison. I need a strong paralyzer, the strongest one you can make, and a lot of it. I should have the right supplies to meet your requirements. Come back in 2 hours. Naruto then heads to stock up on supplies, goes to a bookshop where he sees Kakashi looking at some new books in the adult section, hugging an original signed copy of Aika Paradise. Naruto then begins to think, it seems like Nezen is going to be late today. As Naruto walks down the street, looking at all the different ninjas, he walks past the Konoha Hot Springs and comp templates going in. Nezen's going to be late, and I still have time to waste before Haku is ready. As Naruto goes in, using a hinge to get in, he sees Konohamaru's closet pervert of a sensei Ebisu. Naruto laughs, dehinging and speaks, you wouldn't happen to be sneaking a glance, would you? Ebisu looks, surprised at Naruto being there, before responding, if you must know I'm here to test water, so Konohamaru can practice chakra control. So you're giving him proper training now, that's good. Ebisu then looks at him, before speaking, I hate to say this, but thank you. You seem to be a good influence on Konohamaru. He's being focusing on his studied and is coming far. Then both hear a perverted laugh from a white-haired man looking through a small hole. Ebisu looked at the man before running at him and speaking, you pervert, prepare to face the wrath of the Tokubetsu Jonin Ebisu. The man then turns around, summoning a toad that hits him with its tongue. Naruto then begins to think, wait, summoning toads, he can't be Jiraiya of the Sannin, can it? Naruto then turns to him and asks, you wouldn't happen to be Jiraiya, would you? The man begins to speak, yes, I am the legendary Jiraiya, writer of the Aika series. Naruto then begins to mumble, oh God, he's a pervert. I'm not just a pervert, I'm a super pervert. Who even are you, kid? Your godson. Jiraiya stands there shocked. Before speaking, Naruto, is that really you? Naruto just nods. Jiraiya begins to ask questions about him, surprised with some answers such as Madara is Minato's father. Madara survived against Hashirama, and Naruto had 5 Kekkai Genkai. As Naruto began to ask him some of his own questions, Jiraiya eventually had to leave. As Naruto returns to get his poison from Haku, before showing up in front of the academy, where Sakura, Sasuke, and surprisingly Kakashi were waiting. Sorry, I got lost on the path of life. Sakura and Sasuke look at him angrily, while Kakashi cries tears of joy. As they go in, Kakashi begins to talk. Now it's good that you're all here, otherwise we would have to wait until next year. Sakura begins to ask Kakashi-sensei, didn't you say that it didn't matter how many of us took the exam? Well, Sakura, I wanted to make sure that you didn't feel pressured to take the Chunin exams. However, this is where we part. I can't come into the test room with you. You'll find it on the 3rd floor. As they go inside, they begin to walk until they see 2 genin blocking the door, with Rock Lee falling back and being helped up by a girl can be assumed to be his teammate. As the genin taunt the others, telling them to give up on the exams, Sasuke walks up to them and speaks, "Dispel this genjutsu you've placed. I need to get to the 3rd floor." Everyone looks shocked at the fact, except for Naruto and Genin, who has long black hair and blank white eyes. He then turns to Sakura. You saw through this to Sakura. You are the best with chakra control. Sakura, trying to pretend, speaks. Of course, this is only the 2nd floor. It's so simple. As Rock Lee goes up to Naruto, he begins to talk. My eternal rival. IT is good to see you once more. Let our fires of youth burn strong. As Rock Lee turns to see the others of Team 7, he begins to ask Sakura out, before getting declined and starting a fight with Sasuke for some reason. As Naruto stands, he hears the other guy who wasn't fooled by the genjutsu speak, that Uchiha's an idiot. The girl who helped Lee begins to respond, what do you mean, Neji? Naruto jumps in, despite requiring the permission of Kage. The host wants to make sure only those who have potential take the test. This genjutsu was made to weed out teams who don't have the skills to become Chunin. Neji grunts and walks away, as the girl begins to speak. So you're Lee's youthful rival. I'm his teammate, Tenten. I'm Naruto Uzumaki. So Naruto, what are your skills? You'll have to wait to find out. Naruto then proceed up the hidden staircase with Sasuke and Sakura. After Sasuke and Lee's fight was stopped by Mato Guy. As they get to the top, they reach a large waiting room. Looking around, there are many teams from different villages. At a glance, Naruto can spot ninjas from Suna, Kyomo, Odo, Taki, and Aim. As they enter, Naruto turns around to see Ino hugging Sasuke, before getting in an argument with Sakura. Shikamaru and Choji follow, and then teammate also finds them somehow. Then a man with gray hair and a ponytail and black-rimmed glasses appears. So, the famed Rookie 9, the teams that stopped the attack on the Land of Waves, is here. As your senior, I'd warn you, there are some pretty strong teams here. Oh, how rude of me. I'm Kabuto Yakushi, and this is my 8th time taking the test. Kabuto then pulls out some cards. These are my info cards. If you have any questions about anyone taking the exam, ask me. Sasuke begins to speak. Gaara, Rock Lee, and Naruto Uzumaki. Kabuto begins to go through the information. First is Gaara, the youngest son of the Yondaime Kazekage and user of the Jiten magnet release. His attacks are based around using sand he carries in his gourd. He is on a team with his siblings Kankuro and Temari, which is led by Baki, an advisor of the Yondaime. His missions are 42 D ranks, 32 C ranks, 18 B ranks, 7 A ranks, and 1 S rank. Rumor has it he has never been injured once. This causes fear between some of the Rookie 9 that a genin can be that powerful. Kabuto then pulls out another card. Rock Lee, a master taijutsu, but can't use any ninjutsu or genjutsu. He is the interim leader of Team 3 with Tenten and Neji Hyuga and led by Mato Guy, a man believed to be the strongest living taijutsu user. His missions are 33 D ranks, 22 C ranks, 17 B ranks, and 3 A ranks. As Kabuto begins to get a third card out, it bursts into flames. Sorry, but I have to keep my secrets, Naruto says before wandering off. Naruto, looking around, can see a few familiar faces. The three Sand siblings, Yujito with the Kyumo team, Fu, and two Jonins pretending to be Genin, a team from IWA, and some Odo ninjas. Hey kid, be careful around that Kabuto. He smells of snakes. I'll have to watch him when the time comes. Flashback brought to you by Orochimaru, spying on Sasuke. As Teams 7, 8, and 10 go to Izuna's house, getting the offer to rest for the rest of the day before heading back to Konoha. Naruto then speaks, I'm going to do a quick scouting mission. Make sure there aren't any more mercenaries that were missed. Kakashi just gives Naruto a thumbs up as they walk away. As Naruto creates a few Kage Bunshins, he runs off to find a Jonin and Suna attire watching him. As Naruto walks, pretending to ignore the Jonin, he shins behind him, pulling his katana behind his neck and begins to speak. So, why is Suna interested in me? The Jonin, surprised at Naruto being behind him, begins to speak. Do you think I'll talk? Your threats don't scare me. Naruto just smiles and thinks to himself, I finally get a chance to use this on a person. Naruto then activates his EMS, Kodoemitsu. Naruto then begins to speak. Why is Suna interested with me? I guess telling you won't hurt. They want to plan an invasion of Konoha with Odo Geikure. We were scouting out the skills of your Jonin when we saw you. We wanted to see if you were hiding something. Thank you for telling me this. Unfortunately, that makes you a traitor. Naruto then shoves his katana into the Jonin's chest, and I hate traitors. After everyone returns, Kakashi and Naruto give the mission briefing. The Hokage begins to speak. Now, if that's all, feel free to leave. I'll get around to your payment. Naruto then begins to speak. Actually, Hokage Ajisen, there's one more thing, but you'll need to get the Umbu to leave. Hiruzen then signals the Umbu to leave before Naruto begins. After defeating the mercenaries, I found myself stalked by a Jonin from Suna. After using the Kodoemitsu, he confessed that Suna was working with Odo to invade the Konoha. While he didn't say, when I can only assume it would be when we hold the Chunin exams. Hiruzen begins to speak. That would make sense. They could send in large numbers of ninjas, and they wouldn't be questioned. We'll talk about this later. Flash forward brought to you by Kabuto, spying Orochimaru, spying on Sasuke. As Naruto continues to wander, noting any teams that look promising, he hears glass shattering. He turns to see a team of Odo ninjas attacking Kabuto. As one goes for a second attack, Naruto grabs him by the shoulder. The man, with spiky black hair, wearing a shirt with the kanji for death, turns to him, pulling out a kunai. However, before anything else happens, a booming voice shouts, "Stop or be disqualified. The first portion of the exam is starting now." Naruto turns to look at the proctor, recognizing him as Ibiki Marino of the torture and interrogation force. As they walk in, they see large rows of desks, each with paper on it. Ibiki begins to speak. Welcome to the first stage. You'll be given 1 hour to take a 10-question test. You'll start with 10 points, gaining points if you answer correctly, and losing points if you answer incorrectly. If you're caught cheating 5 times, you'll be disqualified along with your team. The scores will be averaged on how well your team does, and if someone loses all their points, their team gets disqualified. The time starts now. Someone else. 3 Jonin sit down. They are the rookie 9 senseis, Kakashi, Kurenai, and Asuma. Asuma begins to ask, so does anyone know who is the proctors of this year's exam? Kurenai begins to speak. I heard that the first stage proctor is Ibiki Marino. With this, Kakashi panics. Out of everyone they could have had, it's the sadist. Kurenai looks at him confused. Is that a bad thing? Asuma responds, you see, Ibiki is a Tokubetsu Jonin, the head of the torture and interrogation. He can easily manipulate the emotions of people. If our teams want to pass, they need to keep a level head. As Naruto looks through his paper, he begins to think, no ordinary Genin, or even a Chunin, could answer these questions. So that's what Marino is doing. What do you mean, kid? That cheating comment seems strange. Why do we get 5 chances unless we have to cheat but not get caught? As Naruto looks through the answers, getting all 9, right, he turns to the 10th question, which reads, 10th question will be given at the 45-minute mark. Naruto decides to put his paper down, looking around. Suddenly, Ibiki begins to shout out, Naruto Uzumaki, cheating. 1-point deduction. Naruto responds, my paper is closed, my pen is out of my hand. How can I cheat if I'm not using them? Ibiki then continues, fine, Uzumaki, you will not get a point deducted until you pick up either item. Naruto then begins to think, impressive. Neji and Hinata are using their Byakugans to look at the tests. Ino's using her Yamanaka techniques to read minds. Sasuke's forcing the hidden Chunin to give him the answers. Gaara's using the Daisen Nomi, third eye, and Tintin somehow rigged a mirror system to the roof. As 45 minutes pass, and many teams fail, only leaving around 1/2 of the starting amount, Ibiki begins to speak. All right, it is time to take the 10th question. I'll give you the chance to leave now. One Jinin begins to speak. Why would we want to do that? Ibiki then continues. If you take the 10th question and fail, you will never be able to take the Chunin exams again. So what is it? Wait another year, or try your luck with the next question. As some people volunteer to leave, Naruto stands up and begins speak. I accept the question. Ibiki then talks. Are you ready to take that risk, Uzumaki? To achieve my goals, I can never go back. I'll take on any challenge you throw at me. If anyone else wants to give up, now is the chance. As nobody proceeds to give up, Ibiki continues. Well then, in that case you all pass. Congratulations, you have the courage to face the unknown, a trait required in Chunin. However, as they beginning to celebrate, someone comes flying through the wall. As the 3 senseis continue to talk, Kakashi begins to ask, it's been around an hour, the first stage should be done. Do either of you know who is the second stage's proctor? Kurinai's face begins to lose color as she begins to speak. Anko said she was. Kakashi begins to sigh. Oh great, first the sadist, now the psycho. Back with the exam takers, Anko makes her way up, looking around the room, 75 people, you let 25 teams and an apprentice in. You're going soft. They really are an exceptional bunch. Anko then looks over as them. I don't see it. Well, follow me. As they follow, they reach a forest. Anko begins to speak. Welcome to Training Ground 44, also known as the Forest of Death. Ranks, Lohai Jinin, Lohai Chunin, Lohai Jonin, Lohai Kage, Lohai Bijou, above Bijou last time on A Child of Legends. They really are an exceptional bunch. Anko then looks over as them. I don't see it. Well, follow me. As they follow, they reach a forest. Anko begins to speak. Welcome to Training Ground 44, also known as the Forest of Death. This time on A Child of Legends. Anko then continues to speak. Be prepared, because you're about to find out firsthand why they call this the Forest of Death. Kiba laughs, mocking Anko. Oh, you're about to find out firsthand why they call this the Forest of Death. He then continues to speak. You think this is supposed to scare us? Anko then laughs, before throwing a kunai at Kiba, grazing him. She begins to speak. Cocky ones like you are the ones who die first. Not to mention spilling all this warm, red, lovely blood of yours. She says as she licks his wound. Suddenly, a kunoichi of Kusagakure comes up behind, holding a kunai with an extremely long tongue. She begins to speak. You dropped your kunai? Thanks, but don't stand behind me. That's a quick way to die. I'll try, but the sight of fresh blood gets me excited, not to mention getting revved up from losing a strand of my precious hair. Then Anko begins to step up and speak. All right, who is the Gaki that made so many of you pass? Naruto steps forward as Anko begins to look at him. Oh, you Gaki. If I knew you'd cause so much trouble, I should have ended you back at the Dango place. Naruto and Anko both laugh, while everyone else looks at them like they're insane. Anko then pulls out forms. Now, I need you to sign these forms saying Konoha isn't responsible for any injuries deaths, or anything else once you enter the forest of death. If you don't sign, you aren't legally allowed to continue. You don't want me to get in trouble. Shikamaru then speaks. This is bothersome. Do you expect us to sign this form before we know what the test is? Anko pulls out 2 scrolls, one white that has kanji for heaven and one black that has the kanji for earth. She then begins to speak. Each team will start with one of these 2 scrolls, and you must get to a tower in the center of this training field. She begins to hold up a map. As you can see, you'll start in one of the 44 gates. The tower is approximately 10 kilometers away, and a river splits the forest in 2. You will have 5 days to finish the test. Does anyone else have any questions? Choji begins to ask, 5 days, what do we do for food? This forest has plenty of resource for you to eat. Of course, there are all ones that will eat you, but don't worry, Anko says, non-reassuringly. Naruto then asked, are there any rules? Oh yes, there are 2 rules. Rule 1. If one of your teammates is dead or injured to the point they can't continue, you'll be disqualified. Rule 2. When in the forest, you can't open your scrolls. If you want to know what happens, then open the scrolls yourself. Naruto then asks another question, is there a limit to the scrolls you take? You can take as many scrolls as you like, just as long as you follow the second rule. As Anko looks around, she begins to speak once more. Since you have no more questions, please form an orderly line with your team. After each team fills out their form, they go behind a curtain to receive their scroll.